It's time for Rebel Sports on mylocalradio.com and 98.3 KADQ. Rebel Sports is brought to you by Rocky Mountain Power, Ready, Rich School District, Town of Randolph, Evanston Regional Hospital, Come On In, Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, T7 Propane, Station on Main, Stacy's Repair, Ellingford Brothers, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, Bear Lake Realty, Independent Software Solutions, Jimmy John's, Dr. McKay Frankum, Crawford Trough, Woodruff Corner Store, Our Bakery, Mound Valley Cattle Company, and the town of Garden City.
And welcome to a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network. Aaron Poling joined by Rob Leifson as Bradley Holmes will be running the ones and twos today. More on him later as we have an interview with Bradley coming up. As I'm Aaron Poling, I want to let you know that today is going to be my final game with the Rich Rebels, and I appreciate everything. We'll talk about more of that later. But this is the Ellingford Brothers pregame show. To the task at hand, the Altamont Longhorns travel up to Rich County as they'll take on the Rich Rebels in a matchup of a game last year. Rebels were able to shut the Longhorns out, as we'll get to that in a second, as this is a T7 Propane presentation of 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
When you run a farm or ranch, you understand how important water is when it comes to your animals. Not only does it matter for the overall health of your animals, but it directly ties to your bottom line. Ellingford Brothers sells cement water troughs and custom-built critter ladders, culverts, head gates, and septic tanks. See how Ellingford Brothers can help you with water options for your farm or ranch. Call today, 307-789-1515. That's 789-1515.
Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
Welcome back to a T7 Propane presentation of 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network, as we welcome in Rob Leifson, my broadcast colleague, for today's action. Rob, it's a beautiful day after we sat through a couple of thunderclouds, some thunderstorms. A nice strike of lightning happened just across the street from the school, it seemed like, but turns out looks like it's going to be a sunny day for some football.
Yep, it has blown by very nicely. I was out talking to Altamont's head coach, and we were getting rained on, and we had to run for cover. But low 70s out there, Aaron. This is a perfect day for football. The only thing that would be better is if we were up on the hill, but that's still a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, I was going to say that's something we don't have control over, but what we still have is the old, reliable, the old truthful, the field down here at Rich High School, as we are about 23 minutes away from kickoff. Rob, what's kind of stood out to you about Altamont from your prep?
Well, they do have some good size, that's for sure. And if you know anything about Altamont High School and their wrestling program, these guys are strong. They are small in numbers. I think last year they had 20 on the roster. This year they've got 18. I found out from a reliable source in Altamont that they have 21 young men playing baseball, so they're kind of split. There's been talk about going 1A baseball in the spring. That would probably have a big impact on the size of Altamont's football team. But I can guarantee you, especially an 8-man, the 8 they're going to put on the field are going to be tough as nails.
That'd also help 8-man football, too, I think, if they go to 1A spring baseball. And, maybe it's something that Rich could be able to get into as well. But this Altamont team, like you said, size. That's what stood out to me. Last year, they were size. And one thing about playing Gunnison Valley week 1 is they had size as well. It's something the Rebels are used to. So I don't think they would have been intimidated either way, but they know how to handle size, and they know what to do with size. They know how to counteract the size that a team can bring. It'll be interesting to see how they fare today. As when we come back, we have an interview with the new voice of the Rich Rebels starting next week. That is Mr. Bradley Holmes. As when we come back, we'll have that interview for you. You're watching a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cash back for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
When you have an emergency, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Open 24/7, the professional emergency room staff is trained for trauma, medical, cardiac, pediatric, orthopedic, and obstetric emergencies. Bear Lake Memorial is a critical access level 3 trauma center, offering immediate access to radiology, lab services, surgery, and internal medicine consults. The ER teams are well-trained professionals who are ready to act. When you have an emergency, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
Aaron Poling here with the new voice of the Rich Rebels. That's Mr. Bradley Holmes. And Bradley, how does it feel to hear that?
A bit surreal. I mean, it all happened kind of quick. Just a few weeks ago, that was not on the radar. But from talking to you and to Rob Leifson and others, it just kind of felt like the right thing, and so I'm excited about it. It's going to be really awesome.
Absolutely. I'm excited for you. It's one of the coolest jobs ever when you get to do this, and not only that, you get to go to a community that you know, and also a community that puts on a pretty good product on the field, on the court. So just go ahead and take me through some of your history with Rich High School.
Oh, man. I do love Rich High School, always have. So I've lived here pretty much my whole life. I'm the youngest in my family, so I grew up in the gym, on the field, watching my older siblings. So I'm the youngest of 5, and so, you know, my siblings have been part of a lot of cool things. You know, like my oldest brother, he was part of the 3-peat. My uncle was the coach during that time, so I remember that. Partly towards the end, I was still pretty young, but I remember the 3-peat days in football. My sister was a really good volleyball player and basketball player, but volleyball, she was part of a lot of those state championships in the Coach Stewart era. And then my other 2 brothers, they were part of that 2002 championship team in football. So I got to see a lot of awesome things. I was always the water boy from when I was kindergarten to 8th grade, and so I did not miss many Rich High football or boys basketball practices or games. Like literally probably saw every one of them from kindergarten to 8th grade. And then myself played. I was on that 09 championship team. And then, you know, I was thinking about it. I've had a family member on the team for the last 10 years between like my married family, you know, the family I married into, my nieces and nephews. Like I got 2 on the football team right now and a niece on the volleyball team. And yeah, even before then it was my wife's siblings. So even since I've graduated and moved on, we've watched a lot of games, and that's why I love my local radio too, and the broadcast. It's just changed how Rich High sports can be done. You know, like there's people that no longer have to hear about what the score was when they look on Deseret News the next day or whatever. Like they can watch in real time. So it's super awesome.
So to say that you're ingrained in Rich County would be a little bit of an understatement. Yeah.
And currently, you know, I coach the junior high football team, and, you know, Coach Larson and I are really good friends and work together doing high school football stuff. And obviously that'll change a little bit with this, but on the plus side, I'm going to be going to away games now, or usually I wasn't all the time. And so it'll be good to hang out with those guys and be with them on the road as well. So it's just a great fit, I think.
Absolutely. It's going to be a little bit of an adjustment, but What has you most excited about Rich Sports coming up this season?
You know, I really love the youth in our community, you know, whether it's through sports, school, church, whatever. I just love being around the youth and working with them, learning from them. Like I said, I've got nieces and nephews in the program, and so it just excites me, you know, like every game excites me for them, you know, to see what they're going to do. You know, obviously I'm competitive and want Rich to win, but I just really love watching the kids themselves perform. And they work so hard this summer. Like, you know, like I said, I'm in touch with Coach Larson a lot, and he ran the weight program, and my goodness, like he had to do it twice a day every day because there were so many kids. And so, and we're not just talking football players, we're talking volleyball, the kids who play basketball and concentrate on that sport, cross country, like they were all there. It was crazy. And so to see that come to fruition now is a good time, and exciting times for Rich High School for sure. It's awesome.
So this is an awesome opportunity. One, like you said, to get to follow Rich High School sports around. I've been doing that for the last 2 years, and I've had an absolute blast doing it, and I imagine you will as well, not to put words in your mouth. But what is the reaction to your family when they found out that you got this job?
Well, they know that I'm a talker, and so it just kind of made sense. But they were excited about it. My kids, you know, I've got young kids, 8, 6, 4, and almost a year. So I've got a really young family, and they were excited because they watch the broadcast. They watch, you know, Drake and Jet and Molly play on the TV. And when I told them that I was going to be the guy talking, they were super excited about that. So on a micro scale, my young children are just excited to hear my voice on the TV. Mm-hmm. But the rest of my family, you know, I think are excited that, you know, if anyone knows my family, they know that, like, they're always at games. Like, my brothers, who are the uncles as well, are at a lot of these games. My sister, who's got kids, my brother, who's got kids. Like, so they're just excited that I'm going to be with them at these things, too. So we're almost a frighteningly sporty family, Rich High Sports family. Like, super, super ingrained into it.
So, Bradley, I end my interviews with all of the students with this question, so I'm going to end my interview with you with this question. What is one thing the world should know about Bradley Holmes?
Oh, that is a interesting question.
Same reaction from the kids, too.
Yeah, no, I like it, though. That is a thought-provoking question. I would say, and I kind of touched on it earlier, you know, I loved playing for Rich High. I loved being the water boy for Rich High, like, my whole upbringing around the sports here. So I guess I would say that fire has not left. I'll be honest, I am not the type where I wish I could throw the pads on again and stuff. Like, I'm not like that, but I love still being involved. Like, I love watching the current generation succeed and have fun. Like, I don't sit there and think, oh, I wish that was me. No, not one bit. I'm very happy with where I'm at in life, but I do appreciate and grateful that through coaching and now this, I've been able to stay involved with this great community and with these great kids.
Awesome, Bradley. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And I know you're going to do very well, and I'm really excited to hear it for you just because I know, you know, now broadcaster to broadcaster, I know just how awesome the feeling it is to call a game. And one thing about me is I get fired up when someone gets to experience that for the first time. I love that feeling, and I'm so excited for you.
Thanks, Aaron. It's going to be a great time. I appreciate all your help.
Of course. Take care.
Well, first of all, we want to welcome Bradley Holmes into the My Local Radio Sports Network family, as he will be taking over the Rebels job starting next week, I believe. Indeed, next week in Monticello. That's one thing we'll have in common. The first game was 5 hours away, so just another 5 hours to dread things going wrong. But it's a lot of fun, and I'm happy for Bradley Holmes because this is one of the greatest jobs in the world, so congratulations to him. Also want to thank him for being a part of the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital pregame coaches show on the Ellingford Brothers coaches show, Ellingford Brothers pregame show. When we come back, we will have Coach Larson as you're watching a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
It's the best feeling when you've had a long drive and you see your hotel, the Come On Inn, Casper. That means your day just got better. At the Come On Inn, you have lots of options. Unwind in the hot tub, go for a swim, relax in the beautiful atrium, and sleep in total comfort. Centrally located, the Come On Inn is close to everything. In the morning, start your day with a delicious breakfast. Top it all off with an amazing, friendly staff who is always glad to see you. It doesn't get better than that. When you're in Casper, always stay at the Come On Inn.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
Here with Coach Tyson Larson. And Coach, week one in the books, you guys were able to get the job done. Go ahead and tell me, what stood out to you about that win?
For the most part, when we looked at film with the guys too, it confirmed. I appreciated 90% of the plays that they gave maximum effort, and the kids came out to play, and that'll take care of the game jitters. And we obviously were going to make some silly mistakes as we did, but I appreciated that the kids came out and did exactly what we asked. They hit hard, they played hard. So all the credit to them.
What are some areas, because obviously week one, it's hard to be perfect as a football team. It just really never happens regardless of what level you're playing. What are some improvements that you want to see from the team?
Once again, clean up turnovers, and that's a constant conversation. But I think there were some once again, I don't know if it was effort. I think sometimes it was just maybe lack of understanding what to do, and that will come with time. But I think if we can clean up the turnovers and special teams, we had some issues and some guys in the wrong places a couple times, and I think if we clean up those, we'll be in pretty good shape.
So you guys are transitioning back to 8-man football this week against Altamont. What challenges does that present, and what have you also learned in your 2 years prior going back and forth from 11-man to 8-man?
Well, I've learned that it is a lot more different than people would think. My first couple of years, even first year, less the second year, but definitely the first year, I just figured it's easy transition. You could run pretty well the same things, but it's a lot more complicated when you think, especially when people run different defenses, the way they use the 8 kids as compared to the way they use 11. So it's a lot of times, that's something that I've learned. It's not as seamless as you would think. But I think we've tried to, as a coaching staff, try to simplify things on both offense and defense. I hope it will be doable. It'll be a challenge. We'll have to rise to it. Kids will have to be resilient, and I'm sure we'll have a couple growing pains, but I think we'll be okay.
So one thing that stands out about Altamont, regardless of what sport it is, they always seem to have some size. How do you guys combat that as a team?
I think similar to what we did last week with Gunnison is, I think the way you beat size is with effort and with just sheer want to win. Because you look at any levels, that's what we tell the kids. You look at even in the NFL, it's amazing how 2 kids that can be the exact same size and yet one kid is an all-star kid and one's just an average player. So I think just teaching them effort and leverage and technique solves those problems usually.
What's something that stood out to you from Altamont, either last year playing them or what you've seen so far on film?
Especially last year. I know, as you mentioned, they've got some athletes, and we were surprised last year when we traveled to them that they passed the eye test. They do. They've got some good-sized kids and they've got some speed. It's coming back this year. I know they have the Ivy kid, who I know pretty well just from wrestling. He's a very good athlete. So I know they have a couple athletes, and we'll have to be on our game as usual.
One final question for you, Coach. What do you guys have to do this week to be successful?
Be disciplined. I think as long as we limit turnovers and play a more clean game than we did against Gunnison here on out, we should see a lot of success as the season goes.
Awesome. Awesome, Coach. Appreciate your time. Thank you. I want to thank Coach Larson for being a part of today's Bear Lake Memorial Hospital pregame coaches show on the Ellingford Brothers pregame show. When we come back, we'll have some keys to today's matchup about 6 minutes away from the opening kick as you're watching a T7 Propane presentation of 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides safe, effective, high-quality health care. With many specialty services, Bear Lake Memorial serves patients from prenatal to geriatric. When you need imaging services, including mammograms, CT, and other specialized tests, the MRI suite accommodates patients of all sizes. The large windows provide natural light to help patients have an even better scanning experience. For a complete list of services offered, visit us online at blmhospital.com. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides safe, effective, high-quality health care. With many specialty services, Bear Lake Memorial serves patients from prenatal to geriatric. When you need imaging services, including mammograms, CT, and other specialized tests, the MRI suite accommodates patients of all sizes. The large windows provide natural light to help patients have an even better scanning experience. For a complete list of services offered, visit us online at blmhospital.com. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
Established in 1984, T7 Propane provides you with quick and affordable service. Rely on T7's services to bring warmth and comfort to your home or business. T7 Propane delivers everywhere from the Fort Bridger area throughout Bear Lake Valley. Schedule your delivery today at t7propane.com. T7 Propane, for all your propane needs.
Varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all part of the My Local Radio Sports Network, as it is time for some keys to the game on the Ellingford Brothers pregame show. For that, we turn it over to Rob Leifson. Rob, what do you got for us?
Well, Aaron, I need to do a better job. I came up with my keys to the game before I heard the interview with Coach Larson, so he's been reading my script, because I think the biggest key to the game to begin with is special teams, and it was the full end of the spectrum last week. We blocked a punt and an extra point, but we also had a couple fumbles on the kickoff that need to be cleaned up. The other one would be the experience of Carter Hoffman. We made one error. He ran for over 850 yards last year and threw for 1,300. We got those flipped, I think, last year in our highlight on Carter, but you're facing a freshman quarterback on the other side of the ball, so I think that experience from Carter is going to be key. And 8-man, Aaron, you know it. It's accountability. You got to make that tackle one-on-one. That either makes or breaks a play right there.
Yeah, you beat me to it. I was going to say it's man versus man in 8-man football, so it makes it so much fun. You make a man miss, you're out in the open field, so offensively keep that in mind. If you can shake your defensive back or you can shake that linebacker in the hole defensively, you have to keep that in mind as well, that if you miss the tackle, that play is going for at least 10, 15 yards. So they're going to go to the coin toss in the middle of the field. We're going to go to a commercial break. You're watching a T7 Propane presentation of 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
Foot pain can make even the simplest things a struggle. Dr. Chad Brady is a foot and ankle surgeon who listens to your concerns, offering a variety of solutions to get you back on your feet and out of pain. Dr. Chad Brady can help you get back to the life you deserve. Don't let foot pain stop you from living your life. Schedule an appointment today. Dr. Chad Brady, Uinta Medical Group. Call or schedule online at evanstonanytime.com.
Carter Grohl, number 1, junior.
I'm Nash Perry. I'm number 2, and I'm a freshman.
Sam Leifson, number 3, senior.
My name's Wilkes Weston.
I am number 4, and I am in the 10th grade.
I'm Paxton Nicodemus, number 5, 10th grade.
Jet Holmes, 6, junior.
Carter Hoffman, senior, number 8.
I'm Zenek Stocking, I'm a senior, and I'm number 9.
I'm Aiden Weston, I'm a junior, and I wear number 10.
Dylan Wasden, wide receiver, DB, junior.
I'm Val Cornia, I'm number 13, and I'm a freshman.
My name is Connor Creel, I'm 15, and I'm a sophomore.
My name is Daniel Smith, I'm a senior, and I'm number 16.
Brayden Stokes, I'm a freshman, and my number is 21.
I'm Antonio Maldonado, I'm a senior, number 22.
Drake Weston, senior, number 23.
Riker Kirk, number 25. I'm a junior.
My name is Hudson Perry. I am a sophomore, and I am number 28.
I'm Porter Keach. I'm a junior, and I'm number 30.
Wyatt O'Malley, freshman, 34.
Dylan Fonsbeck, junior. I wear number 35.
I'm Jaron Moon. I'm number 42, and I'm a freshman.
Wyatt Tingy. I'm in 9th grade, and I'm number 48.
Cade Nelson, junior, 50.
Jaden Bell, sophomore, number 52.
Bailey Weston. I'm a sophomore. My number's 54.
Boston Jolly, number 55, junior.
My name is Max Weston. I'm a freshman, and my number is 56.
I'm Jordan Johnson. I'm a senior, and I'm number 58.
Easton Eborn, junior, number 59.
I'm Talon Wilson-Pace. I am a senior, and I'm number 60.
I'm Christian Reese. I am number 62, and I'm in 9th grade.
Traxton Chandler, a sophomore, number 65.
I'm Hunter Cornea, we're number 66, and I'm a freshman.
My name is Rylan Goff. I'm a sophomore, and I'm number 67.
My name is Ian Adams. I'm a freshman, and I'm number 68.
Killer Gal, sophomore, 70.
My name is Breaker Willis. I'm a sophomore, my number is 72.
JJ Chandler, senior, number 73.
Jack Wakefield, junior, number 75.
My name is Scott Wakefield. I am a wide receiver, and I'm number 82, and I'm a freshman.
My name's Tag Stewart. My number is 85, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Dominic Anderson. I'm a senior. I'm a manager.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And welcome back inside a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network. As Rob, during the last commercial break, as the Pledge of Allegiance was happening, that wind really picked up to where now it's a surprise storyline here right before kickoff.
Yeah, that is kicking up pretty hard, and congratulations to Camry Call and Peyton Clough for hanging on to those flags. That looked like it was not an easy task.
It almost looked like we were going to lose a couple of flag bearers. As the Rebels will kick off, they're going to kick with the wind, which is appearing to be a much bigger factor than we thought it was going to be about 5 minutes ago. As when Dylan Fonsbeck, stands over the ball. That wind, as long as it keeps blowing, it should help him, as that wind is probably going to carry that ball quite a ways. Fonsbeck's got a good leg as we are about ready to go. Hands the game ball to the official as the Rebels down below us start to get ready to go. We're going to go crowd silent just for a little bit so you can hear the Rebels get ready.
Number 1, Dylan Ivey.
Back deep to return is Galen Gardner, the sophomore, and then Dylan Ivey, the senior for this Longhorns team. Dylan Ivey is a name, Rob, that you should keep an eye on throughout the entirety of the matchup, as he is one of their better players. He's a name that you remember from last year. As Fonsbeck, hand down, and we are underway. Week 2 is a low line drive kick. Is off the chest, high into the air, as Ivey's able to field it at his own 10. Cuts back up the middle, has some room, is able to break a tackle, still on his feet out across the 40, as he is stopped there, still going on his feet all the way out to midfield, as Ivey turns a disaster into a miracle for the Longhorns. That ball bounced around. They're able to return it all the way out to midfield, where the Rebels defense, Rob, they've got some work to do.
Yeah, and we just saw it right there, Aaron. When you're playing 8-man, you miss a tackle that he should have been 25 yards down the field. But You break a couple tackles and you get another 10, 15 yards.
Yeah, Dylan Ivey does not go down easy. That's going to be something to remember. As here comes the Altamont offense for the first time with quarterback freshman Dallin Ledbetter in the gun. He's got two backs next to him. Two receivers they're going to hand to Ivey around the left side as he is wrapped up, taken down immediately. Nicely done there by the Rebels defensive line.
Easton Eborn, number 59, with that tackle on the right-hand side of the line.
They're going to take the ball about half yard on the play, or they're going to move it forward about a yard. Second down and 9. As Rob, I thought the Rebels defense was tremendous last week, looking to continue off of a strong week 1.
I agree. Jordan Johnson in the center and Boston Jolly on the other side.
Two backs in the backfield. Ivey to the left of the quarterback. Braden Jensen to the right. They're going to give to Ivey on the right side as he is hit and immediately taken down by his number 1 counterpart, Carter Grohl. Gain of about 1 on the play. It'll bring down 3rd and 8.
Boston Jolly with a little help from Carter Grohl, but I think Boston kind of held him up and Carter finished him off. And you called it at the beginning of the game, Aaron. You're going to see Ivey with the ball in his hands quite often, I think.
Running back to his, that's opposite to him most of the time in the gun. That is number 8, Braden Jensen, the junior. Ledbetter in the gun. Sends a man in motion. Gets the snap, looking to throw, looks right, fires immediately. Off the hands of Rustin, nearly intercepted as Hudson Perry was hoping his arms are about 6 inches longer as that ball lands right in front of him. That'll bring up 4th down from the Rebels' 49-yard line. I imagine this might be go-for-it territory for the Longhorns.
I wouldn't surprise me, but the challenge of punting is you're punting into that wind right now, and it's going to go nowhere.
It does look like the punting unit is out. So it looks like that is Jessen back deep, standing at his own 42-yard line. Gets a snap, punt is away. It's a low one that is held up by the wind, and the Rebels wisely get away from that ball as it bounces back about, I'd say maybe 10 yards as it landed at the Rebel 25, rolls all the way out to the 35 is right there, Rob. I don't know if you could see it on the screen, but we could see it live and in person. That wind really held that ball up. First time for the Rebels offense as they'll hit the field. There had been some worry about if Carter Hoffman was going to be able to go after last week going out for a play. He took a shot, early in that game. He appears all right. Here comes the Rebels offense. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They have Hudson Perry in the backfield next to Carter Hoffman to his right. Hoffman sends a man in motion, gets the snap. He's going to hand to Weston as he is wrapped up immediately and taken down. Pretty nice play there by the front line for this Altamont team.
Number 52, Case Sorensen.
That's a name from last year that cost quite.
A loss of 3 on the play, bring up 2nd and 13.
It's a player that made quite an impact in this game last year. 2nd down and 14 for this Rebels offense. Hoffman gets a snap. He's going to run to the left, gets around the outside as he leans forward out about to the 40-yard line. Pickup of about 5 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and 9. Rebels have to get the ball at their own 49-yard line for a first down.
Number 8, Braden Jessen, and number 9, Easton Thiener on the stop. 8 and 9 combining with getting Carter out of bounds.
So with this wind, Rob, it'll be interesting to see if the Rebels decide to throw the rock around. Hoffman's going to come in the gun. Empty set, trips to his right. He's got a receiver to his left as well as Hoffman gets a snap. He's going to run to the right, has some room, looking to throw, has a man, is off of the hands of Hudson Perry, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down for the Rebels in their own territory. 4th down and about 8.
Rolling out like that, Aaron, with a little bit of extra momentum on the throw, just out of the reach of Hudson.
Fonsbeck back deep to punt, standing on his own 33-yard line. They're going to send Jessen back deep for the Longhorns. Both offenses go 4 and out as we're going to get a penalty. False start call against the Rebels. That'll back them up 5. Bring up 4th and 12 as they'll move the ball back. Rebels are going to punt with 9:47 left to go here in the first quarter. Both teams. Go ahead.
That's one thing the Rebels didn't have a lot of trouble with last week is penalties, but early in the season that's not uncommon, especially when you're switching from 11 to 8.
Fonsbeck stands on his own 24-yard line, gets the snap. Punt is away, and it's a good one as he booms it over the head of Jensen. That ball is going to land inside the 5 and roll down to the goal line as Dylan Fonsbeck flips the field. He was standing at his own 35. That ball lands in the end zone for a touchback. Do the math. That's a 65-yard punt from where he was standing, about 10 yards forward. Technically, it'll go down as 55. I think the wind helped him a little bit there, Rob, as that was a boomer.
Yep, get that up in the much better than our special teams first punt of last week when we went the wrong direction, Aaron. So much improvement on the special teams.
And right there, that changes the whole entire complexion of this first quarter, Rob. Altamont was kind of expecting to get the ball back around midfield. Now they have to march at 80 yards against this Rebels defense to score a touchdown. It's a tremendous job there from Fonsbeck. Ledbetter in the gun. 2 backs next to him. He's going to hand to Jessen around the left side. He is wrapped up and taken down immediately as that play was made by Easton Eborn off the edge. Should be a loss on the play. Indeed it is. Lost about 5. Brings up 2nd and 15. And this defense, Rob, really starts with the defensive line, as they've been very, very good so far this year for the Rebels.
They have been in. We had a couple seniors that we anticipated being on the line, Colby and Carter Stokes, but I'm glad to see these guys have stepped up and filled those holes, because those guys left a big hole, seriously, in the line.
Ledbetter sends a man in motion. It's Jessen looking to pass, throws to the left. That is incomplete, as it was in between Rust and Jensen, as that ball lands harmlessly in the turf. 3rd and 15 coming up for the Altamont Longhorns.
Last week, Aaron, you saw a couple times when the line was able to knock the pass down. With the size of the Altamont quarterback, I would not be shocked if that happens a couple times, because he's throwing over some big boys up front.
3rd and 15. Ball has to get to the Rebel 30-yard line for a first down. Ledbetter in the gun, gets the snap. Going to fake the handoff on the reverse. Gives to Jessen as he breaks a couple of tackles. Still on his feet, out across the 20-yard line to about the 22. That'll bring up 4th down and about 9 on the play, as the Rebels defense looks like they're going to force another 3 and out. Jessen will retreat back to his 10-yard line to punt.
The opposite this time, Aaron, is you're kicking into the wind.
As the snap is good, the punt is on the way. It's a low line drive. That's held up by the wind again, as it'll land at the Altamont 40, roll to the Altamont 44-yard line, where the Rebels are going to get tremendous field position. And that goes back to that punt by Fonsbeck.
Yep, and we didn't think the wind would be that big of a factor, Aaron, but so far that is the biggest key of the game right now is the weather.
And, hey, good on Jessen. He's showing quite a leg to be able to get the ball to rip through the wind the way it has so far. You know, that's ultimately going to go down as a 25-yard punt, but 25-yard punt in a 50-mile-an-hour wind is still pretty impressive. Hoffman in the gun. Rebels' second chance on offense. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Hudson Perry in the backfield. As they get the snap, they pitch it forward to Weston as he makes a move at the line of scrimmage, as the ball is being ripped at, as Weston is able to hold on to it until he goes down.
Ivy, number 1 with the tackle. He's saying, I had the ball, but the referee does not agree with the call. Looks like no gain on the play.
Yeah, they said that Drake was down before it was ripped out of his hands. The first initial tackler tried to do, I think that was Rust, tried to rip it out as well. So if you're the Rebels, you can go to school on that and know that they're going to try to rip the ball out if you go inside. Brings up 2nd down and 10. I formation, Drake Weston, the deep back. So they're going to give to him up the middle. Makes a man miss in the hole to the 40, to the 30. Drake Weston on the way to the end zone. 10-5, touchdown, Rebels. Drake Weston makes a move in the hole, scores himself a 45-yard touchdown on a nice design run play. Rebels go on top 6-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard with 7:29 left to go in the first quarter, pending the extra point.
And you credit Daniel Smith, number 16, on the outside edge on that one, Aaron, because he makes that block that gets Drake around the corner. If not, that play does not go nearly half as much.
Rebels did this quite a bit last week, where they'd line up in a formation with a couple offensive linemen to the left, and they kind of read the defense as they're going to snap it to Holmes. He's going to run around the left side looking for the pylon, reaches out, is able to get there as a 2-point conversion is good. Let's check that out on the Stacy's Repair instant replay. As you can see, the snap and the chase to the end zone. 8-0 Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard. As we move back to our live cam, we're going to a commercial break. You're watching a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
Welcome back to a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com. All part of the My Local Radio Sports Network as Fonsbeck kicks off with 7:29 left to go in an 8-0 game. That's fielded on a hop by Gardner as he runs up the middle, still going out across the 30, still on his feet, still inching forward for his haul down at the 31-yard line. Good strong run there from the sophomore from Altamont as it'll be 1st and 10 for the Longhorns. The thing, these Longhorns, Rob, when you get them in the open field, they're very big. They have size pretty much everywhere. You know, Ledbetter being maybe the lone exception, but they are a very big, very strong, very physical team. And they're not going to go down easy in the open field, so gang tackling is going to be a big thing for the Rebels the rest of the way.
And an 8-man, that's a bigger challenge to do than it is with 11 because you don't have that many more guys that can come help out.
1st and 10, ball placed on the Rebel 31-yard line. Ledbetter in the shotgun. He's going to hand to Ivy around the left side as he's hit immediately, cuts it back, still on his feet, wrapped up, taken down. Loss of 2 on the play as the Rebels defensive line makes the play again. I believe it was Jolly and Eborn.
And I don't know if that's a penalty marker on the field. That's a different color flag than I'm used to, Aaron.
Yellowish.
Yellowish. I'm wondering about maybe either a hold or maybe a face mask.
As they're talking it over. It's going to be unsportsmanlike against the Longhorns, as that was a dead ball foul, so the play will stand. Going to pick up 15 yards for the Rebels defense. And Rob, as we're going to get a timeout called, we'll go to a commercial break. You're watching a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
It's the best feeling when you've had a long drive and you see your hotel, the Come On Inn, Casper. That means your day just got better. At the Come On Inn, you have lots of options. Unwind in the hot tub, go for a swim, relax in the beautiful atrium, and sleep in total comfort. Centrally located, the Come On Inn is close to everything. In the morning, start your day with a delicious breakfast. Top it all off with an amazing, friendly staff who is always glad to see you. It doesn't get better than that. When you're in Casper, always stay at the Come On Inn.
Welcome back inside a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com. All part of the My Local Radio Sports Network. 7:04 left to go in the first quarter. It'll be 2nd down and about 25 for the Longhorns after the penalty. And Rob, that penalty's huge, not only for this drive, but with the way the wind's blowing, Altamont's punting the ball into the wind. And if the Rebels can get a stop here, this is about the same spot where they had to punt from last time. So if you're the Rebels defense, a stop here is huge just because you're going to flip that field position back in your favor again, trying to score a second touchdown. Ledbetter gets a snap, throws immediately to the outside. It's Rust. As he makes a move to the outside, he is chopped down at the 30-yard line. Good tackle there by Hudson Perry. That'll bring up 2nd down and about 20. 3rd down and 20, excuse me.
First completed pass, if I'm correct, by Ledbetter. Aaron, is that accurate?
That'd be, I think, the first completed pass of the game overall. And, you know, that's a smart play there for the Longhorns. Try to get some of that yardage back. You know, if Russ makes a man miss, then suddenly he's off to the races. You get the ball into your athlete's hands. You give them an opportunity here. It'll bring up 3rd and long for the Longhorns. They're taking a little bit of time getting the play in. A lot better in the gun. Ivy to his left. Jensen to his, make that Jensen to his left, Ivy to his right. They're going to fake it, give to Ivy around the left side as he makes a man miss. Breaks another tackle, still on his feet, but he's going to come up just short of, actually, no, that's the original line of scrimmage, excuse me, as that'll bring up 4th down and about 10.
Jet Holmes, number 6 on the tackle on that, just hang on to his feet.
It's a good job, though, understanding if you're the Rebels that you have, you know, you had 17 yards to work with. You give up 6 on the play, but you're still forcing the punt. Longhorns did a pretty good job of getting the ball back to the original line of scrimmage to help mitigate the field position with the wind. The punt is a low line drive that's going to make its way to Drake Weston at his own 40 as he fields out across the 50, getting to the outside to the 45, out across the 40 as he and Jensen have a collision on the sideline. Drake Weston lays the boom to end that punt return at the Longhorn 35-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Rebels. 5:43 left to go here in the first quarter. Rebels on top 8-0 with the ball in Altamont territory. And the wind in this first quarter has been at the advantage of the Rebels. It'll be interesting, Rob, when we go into the second quarter, how that changes things for Rich High as they come out. Under center, Hudson Perry, the back in the backfield. We'll send Weston in motion. So they give to Weston on the right side, makes a man miss in the hole, still on his feet, makes a man miss back to the other side, still on his feet. Drake Weston to the outside to the 20 as he is chopped up, taken down at about the 15-yard line. Drake Weston with an exciting run there will bring up 1st and 10. As we talked about it, Rob, you make a man miss, you're probably going to pick up a lot of yards, and right there Drake did.
Not only did he make a man miss, but he also cut back across the field, which gives you that everybody's going one way, you're going the other way.
1st and 10 Rebels, ball placed on the Altamont 14-yard line. Hoffman under center. Leifson the lone back. They send Hudson Perry in motion. Same play to Hudson Perry this time as he uses some patience there to allow the hole to open up. Lunges forward out across the 10 to about the 8-yard line. As that'll bring up 2nd down and about 4 for the Rebel offense. They can pick up a 1st down on their way to the end zone at the 4-yard line.
2nd down, about 4 yards for the 1st down.
It's Carter Grohl, the lone back. Hoffman under center. 2 receivers left, one to the right. As Hoffman gets the snap, fakes the handoff to Grohl, is going to keep it around the outside, out across the 5, cuts back to the middle, and is going to make it to the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels! Carter Hoffman using his legs to make some magic again. Rob Leifson will check that out on the Stacy's Repair instant replay, as it looked like they had him at about the 4, but he cuts back, makes it into the end zone. Touchdown Rebels. Makes score 14-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard, pending the extra point. As looks like the Rebels are going to kick the extra point this time. And, you know, I think a lot of that, Rob, is if they see something they like, they're going to take a chance at getting 2. If not, they're just going to go back to Fonsbeck's leg. Snaps low, hold is good. Kick on the way is through the uprights. Great job there by Carter Hoffman getting that snap down. As with 4:32 left to go in the first quarter, it is 15-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard as you're watching the T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network. So we're just going to keep it right here as we have used our commercials for the quarter. And Rob, the start outside of the 3-and-out offensively has been pretty good.
Yeah, they have, and that was just a matter of a couple inches on the pass to Hudson Perry. But I have forgotten, Aaron, about 8-man football. This is amazing because it's a lot more exciting. You're going to see some points on the board, and like we talked in the pregame show, you make a man miss, and all of a sudden a 5-yard gain becomes a 20-yard gain, or in this case, a stop at the 5-yard line. You're in the end zone.
Fonsbeck back deep to kick, as the wind has really played havoc so far in this first quarter.
It may have limited the passing game, Aaron, but according to our expert statistician, Cullen Pace, the Rebels ran up 330 yards on the ground last week against Gunnison Valley.
That's kind of a staple of what Coach Larson wants. He wants physical smash mouth, be able to run the ball, and then when you need to, throw it, as Fonsbeck boots it away. Low line drive. That's off of Jensen in the backfield. As he picks it up, he's going to fall down at his own 10-yard line. That'll kill the play as they're going to spot him at the 9. It's unfortunate there for the Longhorns. It looks like they had some space to run. Rebels will take it, though, as the special teams gets the job done with 4:28 left to go in the first quarter. Rebels defense will hit the field again. See what this Longhorns offense brings to the table. See if they can make an adjustment, as last drive was kind of spiked by a penalty. We first and 10, ball spotted at the 10-yard line of the Longhorns. Rebels defense yet to allow a first down so far in this first quarter, as they've really been the story so far this season. Ledbetter in the gun. Gets the snap, looking to throw, throws immediately. Has a man out there, that's Thiener. He catches it at the 10-yard line, rumbles forward for about 7 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3. It's the Longhorns' good opening play to start the drive.
Drake Weston on the stop on that and got him by the ankles.
Weston made the stop. That's good for 8-yard gain, 2nd and 8. 2nd and 2, excuse me.
Ledbetter in the gun. Has Ivy to his left. Gets a snap, looking to throw. Throws quickly, that ball is batted down. As it looked like that was big number 58, Jordan Johnson, who got not just his hands, looked like it got him in the whole body. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3. And Rob, right there, you mentioned that earlier. The big guys, if you can't get to the quarterback, get that paw up, you might be able to knock it down.
Which is exactly what Jordan can do.
Yeah, this Longhorns passing game, it seems like they want to throw the ball quickly. Get it out of the hands of Ledbetter. Give him some easy reads. He is a freshman starting on the road against the defending 8-man state champ. So you want to get him into rhythm, get him confidence. As he went to hand it off, nobody was there, and he's going to get swarmed by a whole host of Rebels. Miscommunication is going to lead to 4th down and about 8 for the Longhorns.
Yeah, Boston Jolly and Hudson Perry met him, and you could see the confusion as he turned around and couldn't find a running back by him.
To bring out the punting unit in Jessen.
7 yards to go.
Standing on his own 1-yard line, Weston back to his 40. Back to the Altamont 40.
Drake Weston to receive about the 40-yard line.
Again, kicking into the wind, Aaron.
Snap is low. Kick is a low line drive. That takes a nice hop for Weston to field on the run out to the 30. Out across the right side to the 20. Still on his feet at the 15 before he's hauled out of bounds at about the 14-yard line is Drake Weston with another impact play with his legs. That'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Rebels. Ball spotted just outside the 10-yard line. Rebels will be able to get a first down at the 4 with the ball placed at the 14. 3:13 left to go in the first quarter.
At the 14-yard line.
Rebels offense breaks the huddle. Go ahead, Rob.
I wouldn't have said this would be a factor, Aaron, but when you've got the wind with you, you need to take advantage when you're heading in this direction, when you're heading north.
Hoffman in the gun. He's got 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Hoffman gets the high snap, going to roll to his left, looking to throw, cuts back to the right-hand side. He's going to take it himself. He's got no one in front of him as he's going to rumble into the end zone for a touchdown. That play looked like it was designed to go go left. Carter Hoffman takes it to the right, scores a touchdown. Let's check it out on the Stacey's Repair instant replay. As he makes a man miss in the backfield, looked like the play was supposed to be a pass to the left, but with everybody that way, nobody was there to stop him as he walks into the end zone and scores. Makes it a 21-0 score on the Station on Main scoreboard, pending the PAT.
5th rushing touchdown this year for Carter Hoffman.
They snap it to Holmes as he's going to keep it around the left side. Has the option to pass. Instead, lowers his shoulder, gets into the end zone for the 2-point conversion as he got lit up. But he's back to his feet as he is all right. It'll be 23-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard as you're watching a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels.
Welcome back inside it. T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network. Listening in on 98.3 KDQ as well. Fonsbeck to kick. Lets it go as Ivy has trouble with it. Fields it at his own 1 yard line. He's got some space out across the 10 to the 15. Cuts to the outside. Breaks a tackle. Still on his feet at the 20 to the 25 before he's finally hauled out of bounds. Is Dylan Ivy. I bet his yards after contact is incredible so far. We can't quite keep track of it, but I would have to say he has at least over 30. Even on runs in the offense, when he's contacted, usually it takes 1 or 2 men to take him down.
Ivy brings it up to the 28-yard line where the Longhorns will take over first down.
He's definitely one of the standouts from last year, Aaron, that they've brought back.
Be 1st and 10 for the Longhorns, 2:50 to go left in the first quarter. And for the Longhorns, you just want to try to keep this ball to the end of the first. You don't want to punt into that wind again. If you have to punt in the second quarter, so be it. The wind will be behind you, and it kind of will help you out. Where here, it just seems like the wind keeps knocking the ball down on them. So they're going to hand to Jensen on the reverse as he is wrapped up, taken down, loss on the play. Hudson Perry, he's had a fantastic start to this season.
Absolutely, and he seems to find himself a lot in one-on-one situations, even last week when we were playing 11-man, but he's going to find himself in those situations on a regular basis, an 8-man.
They'll bring up second down at about 15, as that looked like that was the play that they wanted to run on third down, and that time the Rebels were ready for it. 2nd and 15, ball has to get out to the Rebel 39-yard line for a first. Ledbetter in the gun. That's Gardner to his left. Gets the snap. He's going to hand to Gardner around the left side as he cuts up the field, makes a man miss, and is tackled by the shoestrings by Riker Kirk, or else that was a touchdown going the other way. Riker Kirk with an amazing tackle there, saves 6 points for the Longhorns. And that's the excitement right there, Rob, of 8-man football, as it was one-on-one Kirk and Gardner. If Gardner's able to stay on his feet, he's going to score. As that'll bring up third down and about 7. Ledbetter in the gun. Gets a snap. He pushes it forward. It's on the ground. Rebels have it.
I do believe Easton Eborn is going to be the one that had, nope.
Instead, that's Bailey Weston.
Yep. Bailey Weston with the recovery.
Covers the fumble. It looked like it was almost supposed to be a pitch pass forward. Instead, the ball's on the ground. Rebels will have it 1st and 10. Minute 27 left to go in the first quarter. 23-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Hoffman in the gun. Holmes to his right. Couple receivers left, one to the right. Hoffman gets the snap, looking to throw. He's going to throw a bubble screen to Holmes, looking to throw again. Has a man. It's Weston, caught at the 10, into the end zone, touchdown. The double pass works as the pass will go from Holmes Holmes to Weston, as that'll be a touchdown, 29-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as Jet Holmes gets a touchdown pass to his name right there, as he's got a couple of converted PATs, as he's currently in the spot to kick the PAT. Instead, it'll be Fonsbeck. With 1:17 left to go in the first quarter, Dylan Fonsbeck lines up to capitalize a one-play drive. Snap's good, hold good, kick on the way, and it is through the uprights, as I think that ball lands up on the school. As
not the first time that's ever happened, Aaron. I can guarantee you that.
I just hope that wasn't the offense's favorite ball to play with, as I don't know if we're going to get that one back before the end of today's contest. 30-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. We're going to keep it right here as Rob.
Two offensive drives, one play apiece, Aaron, and I'd seen them in warm-ups running that play to Jet, just that little toss to the outside, but we talked about it last week. You set that up by doing that over and over, and then Jet just cranks back and had Drake Weston wide open, and he had an easy time getting into the end zone.
And even that play right there, that's something I think the Rebels just want on film for defenses to see and something to think about, because they can come with a variation of a different play. You know, maybe next time it's just a pitch to Jet, and Jet runs the ball, and you put that outside corner in a bind of, do I guard my guy or do I go get the ball carrier? And right there's an ability to really put defenses in a bind with just one simple pitch. And that's the advantage of having couple of quarterbacks who are played some really big minutes at the varsity level. Kick is low, and it's going to skip by into the end zone for a touchback, as the Longhorns will start with the ball at their own 20-yard line. 1:17 left to go in the first quarter. Longhorns 1st and 10, as they're still looking for their first down of the game.
I think the Rebels may have had 5 possessions in the first half last week, Aaron. They've already had 5 in the first quarter, and we still have 1:17 left.
It's the difference between 8-man football and 11-man. 11-man, it seems a little more knock it down, grind it out, where 8-man, if your offense could put points on the board, it's razzle-dazzle. That's what the Rebels offense has been able to do.
Looks like there's a little bit of change on the defensive front for the Rebels. You got Rylan Goff, number 67, and Bailey Weston that had that recovery of the fumble, 54, along with Easton Eborn, 59. It's like you're keeping your linebackers and your corners the same.
Ledbetter in the gun. He's going to send Ivy in motion, fakes the give, looking to throw that ball, swatted in the air, bounces off an offensive lineman. Alertly jumped on, but it'll be an incomplete pass. I think that was Rylan Goff who got his hand on that one.
I think so, but we mentioned that before. Ledbetter does not have a lot of height, so he's got a disadvantage trying to get that over that front line.
Well, if you're a Rebels defensive lineman and, you hear that second thud of the ball, get your eyes in the air. See if you can pick one off.
Going to bring Jack Wakefield, number 75, up on the front line as well.
1:10 left to go in the first quarter. Ledbetter in the gun, gets the snap. The ball's on the ground, picked up by Jensen. He's going to run around the left side. Makes one man miss for he's wrapped up, hauled down as Riker Kurt came flying in to make the play.
Jensen, the ball carrier.
But Jensen's able to take what could have been a disaster, turns it into a 4-yard gain that brings up 3rd down and 6.
Dropped by Riker Kirk. Gain of 3 on the play.
3rd and 6, 45 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Longhorns have to get the ball to the Rebels' 30-yard line for a first down. Ledbetter will come out in the gun. Ivy to his right. Gets the snap. He's going to fake the handoff to Ivy. Gives to Jensen around the left side as he is wrapped up, taken down about 3 yards short of the first down.
Wilkes Weston, number 4 on the tackle.
That'll bring up 4th down. It'll be interesting to see what the decision is. But that decision is going to come after the end of the first quarter, as the quarter will end right now as you're watching a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com. All a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network, listening in on 98.3 KDQ as well.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cash back for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
When you're hungry for an amazing breakfast just like Grandma used to make, visit our bakery on Main Street in Randolph. We hand make fresh pastries for you to enjoy. Supporting the Rich Rebels and thanking you for your business, visit our bakery today.
Welcome back inside a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com. All a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network as we head to quarter 2. It'll be 4th down for the Longhorns offense, as it looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. They need about 4 yards. Ledbetter in the gun, gets the snap. He's going to hand to Ivy on the end around to the left side as he cuts it upfield. Good enough for the first, as he picks up about 6 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Longhorns.
Credit number 9, Easton Thiener, on that block on the outside to get him that first down.
Stopped there by number 54, Bailey Weston. Goes for first down.
1st and 10 Longhorns.
First down for the Longhorns in the game, Aaron.
Ball placed at the 34-yard line. See if they can sustain an offensive drive here. Has Ledbetter in the gun. He's got Ivy to his right, Jessen to his left. He's going to give to Jessen up the middle. Makes a man miss for he's hauled down after a gain of about 4 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 6.
Riker Kirk again with the tackle. Number 25 is going to be swapped out for number 22, Tony Maldonado.
11:28 left to go in the second quarter.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6 for the first down.
11:27 left to go in the second quarter.
37-yard line.
Gets a snap. They're going to hand it Justin around the left side. Cuts back up the middle. He's wrapped up, taken down after about a 2-yard gain on the play. Bring up 3rd down and about 5.
Wilkes Weston, number 4, with the first initial hit, and a little help from Ryland Goff, number 67.
Number 4, Wilkes Weston, make the stop. 3rd down, 4 yards to go.
So we're going to get an official whistle as we are ready to roll. 3rd down and about 4. Ledbetter in the gun, gets the snap, looking to throw. He's going to throw it deep, has a man out there. It's incomplete as they pump fake, looking for the little fade route on the outside. So it'll fall incomplete. They'll bring up 4th down and 5, as I imagine the Longhorns offense is going to stay on the field.
Yeah, they went 4th down inside their own 25. I would say that would be an easy call in this situation.
Oh no, they're punting it. As Braden Jessen back deep for the Rebels kick return team. Be ready for a fake as they're going to boot it away. There's no one back there to return as that ball will land at the 20, roll inside the 10 is a really good punt there from Jessen's going to pin the Rebels at their own 8-yard line as Ivy tags up. As with 10:53 left to go in the first quarter, it'll be 1st and 10 Rebels from inside their 10, by far their worst starting field position of the day. And Rob, right there, the wind helped the Longhorns there.
Absolutely, and I'm surprised that the Rebels didn't send somebody back on that one.
Might have just been one of those where they kind of probably assumed they were going for it. If we're assuming that they're going for it, maybe the sideline did as well, and they wanted to make sure that they get the ball back. As a long road ahead for this Rebels offense. 1st and 10 from their own 8-yard line. Hoffman in the gun. 5-man line for the Rich Rebels here as they send man in motion. They're going to pitch it to West, or make that Hudson Perry around the left side, out across the 10 to the 20. Still on his feet before he's hauled down and steps out of bounds at about the 32-yard line, as that'll bring up 1st and 10 from the 32. And Rob, we saw that a lot last year. Rebels going 5-man offensive line. Right there they did. And, you know, last year they used a lot of I formation. This time they spread receivers out. They give it a little pitch pass. That's technically a complete pass for Carter Hoffman there, as he's going to be replaced by Jet Holmes at the quarterback position.
That shows you Hudson's speed, and he just barely caught that sideline, or he would have been gone.
5-man line again for the Rebels. One receiver to the right. Back in the backfield as Holmes has a snap go over his head, is able to field it, makes a man miss in the backfield. Still on his feet, out across the 35, still going to the 40 as he cuts back to the 50. Then he's finally wrapped up, taken down as Jet Holmes had to pick the snap up from behind him, makes a couple of players miss, still picks up the 1st down as he turns disaster into poetry in motion. 1st and 10.
I don't know if I'd call that poetry, but maybe
that one might make Coach Larson's hair go a little quicker.
Yep.
I formation for the Rebels. No receivers. They have a 5-man line. The 2 tackles are technically eligible for a pass. As Holmes gets the snap, he's going to hand to Leifson in the backfield as he rumbles forward, still on his feet, across the 35 to about the 34 to the 33. Good strong run there from Samuel Leifson. Brings up 2nd down and about 4 for the Rebel offense.
Stopped there by number 55.
That sunshine is looking good out there, Aaron. You couldn't have convinced me that it rained about 45 minutes ago.
Well, it rained hard. There was thunderstorms about 45 minutes prior to kickoff. I formation, Wilkes Weston, the deep back. Porter Keach, the fullback. Holmes gets the snap. They're going to hand to Weston as he cuts it up the middle, leans forward, rumbles out across the 25 to about the 23. Good enough for a Rebels first down. The clock continues to run. 9:22 left to go in the ball game. Make that the first half, excuse me. First and 10 Rebels, ball spotted at the Altamont 33. I formation, this time it's Keach, the deep back, Wilkes Weston, the fullback. Holmes under center. Gets the snap, he's gonna hand to Keach in the backfield as he rumbles forward, picks up about 2 on the play. Looked like he stumbled going to the ball. Brings up 2nd down and 8 for the Rebels offense.
This is one of the things playing 8-man for a couple years now, Aaron, that I think is being an advantage is you've been able to experiment, and the 5-man front is not what you typically see from other 8-man teams that play 8-man football.
But I think that's also an advantage of playing both 8 and 11-man is, you know, we played an 11-man game last week, so you are used to that 5-man front where other teams maybe they haven't practiced it as much, where the Rebels, because of their schedule, they have that opportunity where they get to play 11-man football. Holmes under center, Weston the deep back. They'll pitch it to Weston the left side as he cuts back to the middle of the field. Still on his feet out across the 20 to the 10 to the 5. Wilkes Weston, touchdown Rebels as the Rebels go on top 36-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Weston scores the touchdown pending the PAT.
Nice cut back in the middle of the field on that one, Aaron, from Wilkes. Saw the open daylight and he was gone.
8:07 left to go in the second quarter. Rebels are going to go for the more traditional PAT. They're not going to line up in their formation. I think from here on out, Rob, it'll be Fonsbeck probably kicking. Snap, good. Hold is good. Kick is on the way, and it is through the uprights, as it is now 37-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As when we come back, we'll have more of the second quarter. You're watching a 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network, also a part of 98.3 KDQ.
When you run a farm or ranch, you understand how important water is when it comes to your animals. Not only does it matter for the overall health of your animals, but it directly ties to your bottom line. Ellingford Brothers sells cement water troughs and custom-built critter ladders, culverts, head gates, and septic tanks. See how Ellingford Brothers can help you with water options for your farm or ranch. Call today, 307-789-1515. That's 789-1515.
Welcome back inside a T7 Propane presentation of 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com. Listening in on 98.3 KDQ, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Dylan Fonsbeck ready to tee up another one. His leg is getting a good workout today, Aaron.
Whistle blows, Fonsbeck approaches. Ball is in the air. Whoa. Take that back as it was a muff.
Caught the top of the ball.
Pretty good play there by Porter Farr, the senior from Altamont, as he was getting back into his position for a kick return. He was able to turn around, make the play, as it'll be Altamont football at the Rebel 46-yard line, 1st and 10.
Altamont will have it, 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line.
Looks like the Rebels are using some replacements on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, it looks like we might see younger guys the rest of the way, as you know, the score the way it is. One, it's a great opportunity to get some of your young guys some playing time and develop the program for the future, and two, just kind of a respectful thing to do. As we have a miscommunication in the backfield as Ledbetter is swallowed up by the Rebels defensive line.
That would be 54 Bailey Weston, who gave Ledbetter a nice hug and tossed him to the ground. A little bit of a wrestling move there from Bailey.
Loss of 5 on the play.
Loss of 5 will bring up 2nd down and 15 from the Altamont 41-yard line. That's a couple times that Ledbetter was looking to hand the ball off behind him. Instead, the back goes in front of him. And, you know, sometimes with a freshman running back, you're still learning this offense where the Rebels have the advantage. Carter Hoffman's been in this offense for 3 years. Jet Holmes been in the offense for 3 years. Bedletter throws. That ball is caught. Nice catch there by Jessen as he's going to rumble forward close to the first down marker. It'll depend on the spot as a couple of Rebels were looking to pick that one off. Jessen just ripped it away.
I don't know if we mentioned, Aaron, but this is Altamont's first game of the season, so some of those first game jitters have probably been in play. This one, as the Rebels did get another game or a game under their belt before they matched up.
And, you know, it's Ledbetter's first start, and, you know, first start at the varsity level, that's really tough. And, you know, mistakes like that happen as the snap goes through his hands. That's picked up by the Rebels, as it'll be 1st and 10 Rebels.
I think Rylan Goff picked that one up.
You would be correct. As it'll be 1st and 10 Rebels from the Altamont side of the field. 6:53 left to go here in the second quarter. We'll see who the Rebels send out on offense. So we're going to get a timeout called as you're watching T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com. Listening in on 98.3 KADQ, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
When you run a farm or ranch, you understand how important water is when it comes to your animals. Not only does it matter for the overall health of your animals, but it directly ties to your bottom line. Ellingford Brothers sells cement water troughs and custom-built critter ladders, culverts, head gates, and septic tanks. See how Ellingford Brothers can help you with water options for your farm or ranch. Call today, 307-789-1515. That's 789-1515.
Welcome back to a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com. All part of the My Local Radio Sports Network. 37-0 on the station on main scoreboard. 6:53 left to go in the second quarter. As the Rebels have the ball 1st and 10 from the the Altamont 48-yard line. Is
given a little bit of time for Traxon Chandler, number 65, to get a little bit of practice being the center, Aaron. You've got Talon Pace and Cade Nelson that are usually in that slot.
Holmes under center. Gets the snap. He's going to hand to the deep back. They'll rumble forward for a couple of yards as that deep back this time was Braden Stokes. Picks up about 2 on the play.
Freshman running back.
If you're a young player, you should be standing on the sidelines next to Coach Larson just in case. You know, maybe there might be times where he just grabs someone and throws them in. So if you're a young player down on the sideline, go stand over there. Maybe you'll get a tap on the helmet as looks like a lot of the Rebels starting players are without their helmets for the moment. They'll be ready to go back in just in case. You never want to count your eggs before they're hatched, Rob, but it's a good opportunity for some young guys to get some play. Holmes under center. Drops the fumble, is able to pick it up.
And we just talked about that. That's part of the challenge when you have a new center. That exchange isn't always as smooth. He's used to getting that snap from Cade Nelson.
They'll bring up 3rd down and about 10. Ball has to get to the Altamont 42 for a 1st down. Clock continues to wind under 5:50 left to go here in the second quarter. As the wind, not quite as much of a factor as it was at the beginning of this game. Looked like the wind really picked up strongly for about the first, I'd say maybe 8 minutes of the first quarter, and then it kind of died down just a bit. Holmes in the gun. Gets the snap. Looking to run up the middle, makes a man miss in the hole before he's wrapped up, taken down from behind. Nicely done there by Parker Phillips as he makes the play. Brings up 4th down and about 8 for the Rebel offense as Fonsbeck's going to take the field. Looks like they'll punt this one away.
And without that wind, not as big a challenge punting into the wind.
Fonsbeck will stand on his own 43-yard line. Back deep to return is Jessen. As Fonsbeck gets the snap, Kick is away, and it's a pretty good one as Jessen fields at his own 5, muffs the kick. It's a race for the ball, and it looks like the Rebels have it. Good effort by the Rebels special teams, as that looked like that's number 10, Aiden Weston, who dove on the ball. Bring up 1st and goal from inside the 5. 4:33 left to go in the second quarter. Rebels offense. An opportunity to punch one in.
Short field again, Aaron.
It looks like it's going to be at about the 7 or 8 yard line where it'll be first down.
That's just an effort play right there from Weston, regardless of the score. Pretty good kick there from Fonsbeck as Weston sprints down the field just to recover the muff punt. Not a whole lot of time back there to pick up the loose ball.
Looks like, yeah, Wilkes Weston, number 4, coming in as quarterback to replace Jet Holmes, Aaron.
Braden Stokes, he's going to line up to the left. He sees the receiver. Looks like Wyatt O'Mealy, the deep back, gets this pitch. He's going to roll forward. Picks up about 2 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and goal. As we're going to get an injury timeout as you're watching a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides safe, effective, high-quality health care. With many specialty services, Bear Lake Memorial serves patients from prenatal to geriatric. When you need imaging services, including mammograms, CT, and other specialized tests, the MRI suite accommodates patients of all sizes. The large windows provide...
Welcome back inside the Union Broadcast booth. This is the middle of a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com. Listening in on 98.3 KDQ, all part of the My Local Radio Sports Network. As it'll be 2nd and goal, ball placed at the 8-yard line. Weston, the quarterback, gets the snap as they're going to hand it off. It's a great job there by Braden Stokes just to hold on to that one as he was swallowed up as soon as the ball was pitched to him. Technically a complete pass for Weston, as that'll lose about 4 yards.
Still 1st and goal from now from the 13.
3:36 left to go in the second quarter.
Aaron, you don't get a lot of opportunities to practice a field goal. Would this be an opportunity, if you don't convert on this one, to bring out Dylan Fonsbeck and just give it a shot on a field goal?
I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. Especially a pressure-free opportunity to make sure that everything is running smoothly to execute as Weston gets the snap. He's going to run up the gut as he is wrapped up, hauled down.
Parker Phillips, number 55, gave him a nice bear hug.
Yeah, Phillips has made a couple of real nice plays in this game. As Fonsbeck still on the sideline, so it looks like the Rebels are going to go for it. It'll be 4th and goal from the 11-yard line with 2:55 left to go. This is a pretty good learning experience for this young Rebels team as this young, what would probably be considered the Rebels JV team. There was no JV game this week, but, it's a good opportunity. They're playing against varsity-sized kids, as it doesn't look like the size gets much smaller for very many players on this Altamont team. It's a good learning experience of, what varsity football is going to be like. Obviously, the kids for the Rebels will grow as time continues. As Weston in the gun.
Got a delay a game penalty. I think took them a little bit too long.
Indeed it is.
Delay a game against the Rebels.
I'll make that 4th and goal a little bit tougher as they'll back it up to the 17-yard line. The optimist could say that it allows you a little more space to operate in the red zone.
That's a great way to look at it, Aaron.
4th and 17, an opportunity for one of these young players to try to step up and make a play. Weston in the gun. O'Mealy to his left. Gets the snap, fakes the handoff, looking to throw, fires that way. Has Nicodemus out there through his hands. As Weston made a pretty good pass there. Nicodemus stopped as that ball led him towards the goal line. It would have been interesting if he makes the play, especially on the dive, if he's able to get into the end zone as it looked close to the goal line. But with 2 minutes left to go in the first half, it'll be 1st and 10 Longhorns. Ball spotted on their own 17-yard line. Longhorns at the field. An opportunity, like you said, Rob, it's their first game, so you got to imagine they're going to keep their number ones out there for as long as they can. Try to build some rhythm going into the rest of, this game as well as the rest of the season. That's one of the tougher things about the opening part of the season is Ivy gets the handoff, and he is lit up about 3 yards down the field. Tough 3-yard run, brings up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, we haven't called Ivy's name for quite a while, Aaron. It's good to see him with another carry.
The initial hit was number 75, Jake Wakefield.
Wakefield on the initial hit as an opportunity. We talked about opportunity on offense for these young guys. A lot of young guys out there defensively, too. Gets the snap. They're going to hand to the left side. Is this Logan Nelson still on his feet out across the 20 to about the 22. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 4 with 1:12 left to go in the second quarter.
Got another line change for the Rebels, Aaron. It's kind of hard to keep track of everybody that's been in and out. But I think Coach Larson has used his bench wisely.
Absolutely. This is an opportunity for the future. Obviously you're worried about the season right now, but getting a lot of young players sometimes against some pretty big kids at the varsity level, as this is Nelson around the left side again, cuts back up the field as he leans forward, is wrapped up, taken down after a gain of about 1 on the play. But, Rob, this is big for these young kids' development.
Looks like Paxton Nicodemus and Dylan Wasden on the tackle.
Nicodemus and Wasden make the stop.
That'll bring up 4th and 3, 26 seconds left to go in the half.
May get one more play off, Aaron, but they've got to hurry if they're going to do it.
Looking over to the sideline, and this might be time to take this one into the locker room. 10 seconds left. I think they just want to make sure that this play right here, nope, they're going to head off the field, as that'll do it for us here in the first half. As I'm Aaron Poling, that's Rob Leifson. Thank you for tuning in to the first half as the Rebels lead 37-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard as you're watching a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, listening in at 98.3 KADQ, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
Welcome back to a T7 Propane presentation of 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, listening in at 98.3 KADQ, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network. We come back, we'll hear from Samuel Leifson, senior on the Rich High School football team.
The town of Garden City is home to beautiful Bear Lake, where families play together. We welcome you to Garden City and invite you to visit bearlake.org for places to explore and information on upcoming events year-round. The town of Garden City welcomes you as we cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Supporting local schools, Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company, know when it comes to buying and selling cattle, you count on the best. Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. 208-339-0614. That's 208-339-0614.
Here with this week's Standout Student of the Week, brought to you by T7 Propane, that is Samuel Leifson. Samuel, week one, you guys were able to get it done. Take me through the week one matchup at Gunnison Valley.
I don't know. We prepped all week for him. We went down. We were ready to take him. The energy kind of went down when Riker went out, but we just kind of kept getting the yards we could and just kept chipping away at him, and we got it done.
As a senior, what's kind of the message when one of your emotional leaders, one of your captains, Riker Hoffman, goes down with the injury? And not only that, everyone on the team knows how hard he worked to get back, and just such a shame seeing him go down first time he got the ball.
I mean, we all feel for Riker, but kids just have to step up, and it's a big spot to fill, but we just tried our best to fill that spot.
So last Friday was your birthday. And first of all, happy belated birthday, but you also got a birthday present in the form of an oblong pigskin, that was just hanging in the air that you were able to pick off. Take me through that play.
It just got tipped up, and it was like, I mean, that's the best birthday present you could wish for. It was like a piece of cake on a platter. It was just tipped up right there for me, so.
Absolutely. So, start of the school year, it's your senior year. What are some of your academic goals that you have this year?
I've always had a high standard, thanks for my parents, for grades, so I'm just going to keep trying to keep that up. And college classes might hurt a little bit, but I'm going to do my best to keep it up.
Speaking of your parents, one of your dad's one of his elder sons came back from a mission. Take me through what it's like when you have a sibling come back from a mission for someone who's never experienced that.
I mean, you don't see him for 2 years. It's kind of a crazy experience. The house was a lot louder than it was for 2 years, and you're just so happy to see him. I mean, a lot changes. He changed, I changed. I was bigger than him now, and it's just crazy.
A little brother getting his revenge?
I was always kind of the one that beat up on him, so I don't know if it's quite revenge. But
I was going to say, I've definitely had that moment when I realized the little brother was stronger than me. It's not a fun moment as the older brother. So you have the unique position of where your dad is here calling all the football games. How often do you guys talk about stuff maybe, at home, or does it kind of just end with after the radio broadcast goes off?
I try to go back and watch the broadcast after each game, so I kind of talk to him after some of the things he says, and he makes the little jokes that he says up in the booth, and I like to tease him about those, and we talk about it all week, usually until the next game, and then we start talking about the next game. So,
guessing you've heard most of those jokes at home before, huh?
He's pretty good at those dad jokes.
Absolutely. He might be the dad joke master. What is one academic goal that you have for yourself this year?
Not fail a college class. That's probably one of the big ones. I try to keep, like, A's, B's, like those high grades. So just kind of keeping that. A's if I can, if A minuses, if not,
Yeah, we have the same academic goal. So one last question for you, Samuel. What should the world know about Samuel Leifson?
This isn't just about me. I mean, I'm here to work, but the team's here to work. We're here to put in the work, and we're ready to make a statement and take home another trophy and win all the 11-man games as well.
Awesome. Appreciate your time, Samuel. Thank you. Good luck today.
Yep.
Sweet. Thank you. I want to thank Samuel Leifson for being a part of our T7 Propane Standout Student of the Week interview, as he was the first one this year. And Rob, before we head to commercial break, let's give him a little tease of the first half highlights, as it's been pretty good for the Rebels so far.
It has been, and we talked about the speed of the game last week, playing Gunnison with 11-man. Not a lot of possessions, but this one's filling up 2 stat sheets. So you want to run through them all now, or want to wait till we come back?
No, we'll give it to him when we come back, as we have about 9 minutes left at halftime as you're watching a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com. All a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network, listening in at 98.3 KDQ as well.
Established in 1984, T7 Propane provides you with quick and affordable service. Rely on T7 services to bring warmth and comfort to your home or business. T7 Propane delivers everywhere from the Fort Bridger area throughout Bear Lake Valley. Schedule your delivery today at T7propane.com. T7 Propane for all your propane needs.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
Welcome back to a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com. As Bradley Holmes just pointed out, a tree that will look like it was affected by the wind, and you about play limbo with that thing as it's so close to the ground. And that was kind of the story of the first half, Rob, is the wind really wreaked havoc against the Longhorns, especially when they were trying to just punt the ball away. It is a tough scenario, as the Rebels unfortunately had to punt through the wind that the Longhorns did. It just happened to be like the first 8 minutes of the game, that wind was just gusting hard.
Yeah, and it helped the Rebels get some excellent field position. And the Rebels went 3 and out on their first offensive possession, but Dylan Fonsbeck's punt goes into the end zone, and so it puts Altamont in a hole, and they go 3 and out, and that short field gives the Rebels an easy chance to score. Drake Weston with a 44-yard touchdown run and a 2-point conversion from his cousin Jet Holmes makes it 8-0 with 7:29 to go in the first quarter. Altamont goes 3 and out again. Short field for the Rebels. Again on the opposite side of the field, Carter Hoffman with a 7-yard run, and Dylan Fonsbeck with a PAT makes it 15-0 with 4:30 to go in the first quarter. Another punt from Altamont, and this time a one-play drive with Carter Hoffman going from 14 yards out, and Jet Holmes with another 2-point conversion, as the Rebels seem to come up with some creative ways to try to get that extra point after the touchdown. Makes it 23-0. Bailey Weston with a recovery of a fumble, and Jet Holmes throws a 27-yard pass to his cousin Drake, and that makes the score 30-0 thanks to another PAT from Dylan Fonsbeck. That is the end of the first quarter. And in the second quarter, Wilkes Weston with a 31-yard run to make it 36-0. Fonsbeck adds the PAT. Fumble recovery by Rylan Goff, and Rebels unfortunately able to do anything with the ball, but on the punt, Aiden Weston is able to recover the missed catch, and the Rebels get a short field, turn it over on downs, and the Longhorns get the last possession of the first half and unable to put anything on the board, so we sit at 37-0. My understanding, Aaron, is in high school football with a 35-point lead, they will be a running clock in the second half.
It will be indeed, and, you know, props to the Rebel starters. They came out and did what they were supposed to do. You know, the secondary players, they got in, and now you're getting into some of the JV team, and this is an opportunity for all these players that, hey, if you go out and you make a play in today's game, it might be a lopsided score, but for, you know, the kids that are coming into the game that are going to play in the second half, you make a play, you might move yourself up the depth chart.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple stats for you, Aaron. We have Carter Hoffman with 3 carries for 27 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jet Holmes with 3 carries for 21 yards. Hudson Perry with 2 carries for 32. Wilkes Weston, 3 carries for 41. And Drake Weston, 4 carries for 69 yards and a touchdown. Wilkes also with a touchdown. And as far as the passing game is concerned, Carter Hoffman only attempted 1 pass. Jet Holmes 1 for 1 and a touchdown, as they tried that play last week unsuccessfully. Ball came up a little bit short. And for the Altamont side of the ball, looks like Braden Jessen, number 8, with 8 rushes for 11 yards. And number 1, Dylan Ivey, with 6 carries for 8 yards. And passing game looks like 3 of 8 for Dallin Ledbetter on the offensive side.
And, give credit to Ledbetter for standing in. This is his first ever varsity start, and on the road against the defending state champs, that's not an easy task. And, there's been some miscues, which you would expect for a team in one, their first game, and two, first-year signal caller. As, I'm sure Ledbetter is going to continue to get bigger, continue to get stronger, and this experience for him, I think, is going to help only just make him that much tougher as a football player. As it hasn't gone the way that Altamont has wanted, but I think there's still things that they can learn from, that the Rebels can learn from here in the second half. As for the Longhorns, you want to come out and you want to just fight for all you can here in the second half. If you can come back and make this a close game, that's awesome for your program going forward. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to just lay down, and I don't think they will. These kids are really tough from Altamont, and they've shown that so far. They're going to continue to fight.
Yeah, I guess the juggling act on the Rebel side of the ball, if you're Coach Larson, is how much do you use your starters? There is a scheduled JV game for a half, not a full game, but a half game following this one. Do you talk to Altamont and say that's what we're going to be doing, or do you run that one off? A lot of kids, that, Aaron, they want to play as much as they possibly can, so they don't want to give that up. So do you put your starters back in because your JV players are going to get more playing time after this one, or do you hold them out?
If you want my opinion, I'm guessing it's probably going to be the JV kids the rest of the way. The more time you can get those kids in the program out on the field, I think that's better for your program going forward. And, these younger guys, if they can get a chance to play, get them out on the field, each rep makes them just that much better. And for the starters, the last thing you want is one of your starters out there and something to go bad in a 37-point game in a second half. So I think it'll be JV guys regardless if they play that second game. I'm not sure if they've had conversation yet. I'm sure Coach Woodhouse and Coach Larson will talk about that after the varsity game. As we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, it'll be Bradley Holmes manning the microphone as you're watching the T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cash back for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
When you have an emergency, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Open 24/7, the professional emergency room staff is trained for trauma, medical, cardiac, pediatric, orthopedic, and obstetric emergencies. Bear Lake Memorial is a critical access level 3 trauma center, offering immediate access to radiology, lab services, surgery, and internal medicine consults. The ER teams are well-trained professionals who are ready to act. When you have an emergency, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
It's the best feeling when you've had a long drive and you see your hotel, the Come On In, Casper. That means your day just got better. At the Come On In, you have lots of options. Unwind in the hot tub, go for a swim, relax in the beautiful atrium, and sleep in total comfort. Centrally located, the Come On In is close to everything. In the morning, start your day with a delicious breakfast. Top it all off with an amazing, friendly staff who is always glad to see you. It doesn't get better than that. When you're in Casper, always stay at the Come On In.
We are back. Unfortunately for our listeners, it's no longer the sweet voice of Aaron Poling for the next quarter. And Rob, I honestly feel like a baby bird who's the mother just left the nest. So bear with me, everyone.
Great game to break you in on, absolutely. Bradley.
Yeah, absolutely. No, before we get things started here, if I'm Altamont, if I'm Coach Woodhouse over there, I mean, there's a lot of optimism to go off of. I really like their offense. I feel like this is their first game. They're gonna win. They're gonna win a handful of games this year and do well in 8-man. That's been my takeaway. I'm a big fan of Ivy, Jessen, Ledbetter, just a freshman quarterback, and honestly, their special teams have been really good. You take away that muffed punt and the accidentally taking a knee way back in your own territory. Other than that, their returns have been their greatest asset today. So.
Yeah, when I saw Ledbetter was a freshman, I was a little bit surprised that he was the only one listed as a quarterback. But when I talked to the coach before the game, that was the plan, and he's getting some valuable experience, that's for sure.
Yeah, he'll be one to keep an eye on, and one that we're going to have to scout for, in the coming years each time we play these guys. So we've got Altamont.
Ivy will kick.
Ivy kicking to Rich. We got Perry and Weston back to receive. Perry receives that kick return, and he is off very fast. If he can break one here, and that is just what he'll do. To the 40, to the 30. Hudson to the 20, 10, and a touchdown to open the half for the Rebels.
We talked about it in the opening pregame show. Bradley, you make somebody miss an 8-man, and you are gone, and there was a good chance for him to get hit right in the center of the field, and he broke straight through it.
Yeah, such a small room for error in 8-man. It's honestly similar to basketball in terms of matchups. So if you get one good block out there, you have a great chance of either a big return or a touchdown, and that's what happened there. I know that Coach Perry is very excited about special teams today. Last week was a tough out for our special teams, and this week has been a much better story, and that one just added to it right there by his son nonetheless.
Absolutely. It was kind of both ends of the spectrum. As we said, they did block a punt and an extra point, but there were some kind of mental mistakes on the ball with the kickoff, including giving up a touchdown on the return.
Which is very typical in those first games. So in all fairness to Altamont, having these special teams things going our way, with it being their first game, that can definitely happen. So we've got.
Looks like Paxton Nicolademus is the one that's lining up to kick this one, Bradley.
I like it. We've got some depth at field goal kicker, it looks like. Snap good, hold good. Oh, there we go. Rob talking about special teams. Altamont gets through for their block. Okay.
Right smack dab into the belly of Parker Phillips, number 55.
Nicodemus was on to attempt the extra point. It's blocked by the Longhorns.
Nope, that was a great effort there. And, it's going to be in this second half, especially for Altamont, some small victories to take with you, take into next week, and really look ahead. And like I said, I absolutely see Altamont having a successful season this year with the core that they have.
Well, they used some of the regular special teams players on the last kick return. We'll see what we do on the other side of the ball. Looks like Dylan Fonsbeck is going to be the kicker.
Yeah, looks like they've filled some gaps with some younger kids there. Rob, I was saying at the break, I'm the junior high football coach, have been for the last few years, so I'm actually pretty excited to see some very familiar faces out there that I've been coaching the last couple of years, and I do see some out on the kickoff right now.
Just got different numbers on them and a different jersey.
Yep. It's funny, though, when you coach these kids for years, just by the way they walk, you can usually tell who they are. So, but we do have Fonsbeck to kick. Back to return, we've got Gardner and Ivy. Ivy, who's been great today, back to return. If I'm the Rebels, I'm kicking away from him. We'll see how much control the wind gives us here.
Looks like Jack Wakefield's going to have to hold on to the ball so the wind doesn't knock it over.
That is fielded by Thiener. And here we go again. Altamont with some very successful returns. He'll bring it back.
Rylan Goff, number 67, with the tackle on the play.
Number 67, Rylan Goff, makes the stop.
I just want to give a shout out. If you want to see some effort, Tony Maldonado on these kickoffs, you pinpoint him. He's going to go 1,000% every time. It doesn't matter if we are up 43 or if we are down by a few scores, he is going all out. I love him on those kickoffs.
Number 22, I would agree 100%, Bradley.
So here we go. Altamont's coming out in their usual set. We've got Ledbetter backs on either side of him. And here's some misdirection with Ivy. There he is again. We've just been talking about him, making a big run. Forced out of bounds by Wilkes Weston. That is a big gain for Altamont to start their offensive possession of the half.
Probably the best play from scrimmage they have had. Nice adjustments at halftime, and Ivy's speed on display on that one.
And that's what you have to do if you're Altamont in this situation. You have a big lead to chip away at, but the last thing you want to do is lay down, and they're doing anything but that right now. That was a great run by Ivy. Great play on our defense. Wilkes coming from across the field from that safety position to force him out. We definitely have some players on that defensive side getting some experience here, and that's a great call. That's what we need to do in this situation. Ledbetter back in the gun. Misdirection again. This time it is Nelson. About a 5-yard gain there.
He was tripped up there by number 5.
But I'm right there with you, Rob. When we've kind of done a hybrid of switching to 8-man, 8-man does not lack entertainment for sure. There's lots of speed, open space, some things that if anyone's to criticize normal football, it's usually that they want more speed, more scoring, and 8-man can deliver that, absolutely. Ledbetter in the gun, handing off to Ivy. Ivy doing the best he can with what he had there. A couple yard gain.
Yeah, Rylan Goff, number 67. Again, he's had quite a game.
Yeah, I'm excited about Rylan. He's got a big frame. He makes a perfect defensive end, which is where they have him there with Jack Wakefield on the other side. Traditionally at that defensive end spot, you want some big, tall, lean guys. It makes it harder for the quarterback to see. Makes it harder to make those reads, and I think Ryland does a great job of that. Ledbetter in the gun again. Back to Nelson. He is making headway. Tackled by the safety.
Paxton Nicodemus, number 5, but he picks up the first down.
Is that not the best last name to say, isn't it? I love it. Some Greek influence of our rich high football team.
My favorite highlight for Paxton last year was in the first game of the season, he gets a pick before school even starts.
Well, it's funny you say that. In junior high, we had a quote that said there were 2 guarantees in life. One is death and one is a Paxton interception. So he does a great job as a defensive back. Ledbetter hands it off to Jessen, and it will be tackled in the backfield.
Rylan Goff, number 67, with the tackle. As I couldn't put the camera on it, Bradley, but your nephew was trying to help out the cheerleaders down below us.
So I've got 2 nephews, and I don't even need to ask which one was there helping out. I guarantee it was a number 6 with a mustache. That's probably who it was.
It's a stylish mustache at that.
It is. It started out as us giving him a hard time, but he's really grown into it. So we have Altamont that is back in the gun. Ledbetter. He's going to hand off to Ivy, who's going to battle his way forward. He is a tough runner. I would say a gain of 4 or 5 there on the play. Yeah, I like this Ivy kid. I was thinking earlier in the game with his kick returns, if the season was to end right now and we were, handing out all state awards, he would be my kick returner. I mean, he's an athlete to the core. So
ball's on the 47-yard line.
We've got a 3rd and about 8 for the Longhorns here in Rebel territory, looking for that first score. Back to throw. He's got Nelson on the crossing route there. It'll be just short. I imagine this is 4-down territory, Rob.
I would agree. At this point, looks like Wyatt O'Mealy with the tackle. Nice pass across the middle, though. Had a little bit easier of a window to throw that one in. He's had some challenges with those big linemen finding an opening to get that ball in the air.
I love those pass plays where and Ledbetter did a great job of being patient there. Once his receivers cleared their routes, Nelson was right there. I imagine they do something up the middle or one of those crossing routes again. Oh, we almost had him in the backfield. It's going to be close. What a run. Okay, second effort is what earns him that first down.
Exactly. Bailey Weston had him in the backfield, and we've talked about it already with 8-man. 1 miss and a loss of 3 turns into a 4-yard gain and a first down.
I believe that was Galvin Gardner, just a sophomore. So, Coach Woodhouse is building something over there. A lot of his playmakers today have been underclassmen. So, definitely bright future for Altamont as they're new to this 8-man league as we are as well. Ledbetter back in the gun with Ivy to his left, Nelson to his right. He's going to give to Ivy up the middle. Great field vision to bust it outside for about a 9-yard gain.
And it looked like Aiden Weston, Dylan Wazin, number 11, just enough to get him to trip him up.
Which is a great job for a corner to play, be that last wall of resistance there on the outside.
Ball's on the 11-yard line.
So we got to fix our scoreboard, Bradley.
Well, now you're really testing me on my first day. Let's see. You take the play-by-play while I figure this out.
Ledbetter with a pitch to Ivy. He's got the corner, and he's going to make the end zone. Touchdown for the Longhorns.
Ivy goes in for the touchdown.
You just saw Ivy's speed right there as he had that corner and he was going to make the pylon.
Yep, and just to be transparent with everyone at home, I am on a learning curve here with our scoreboard. We're going to get it set up in just a moment.
That was a nice drive by the Longhorns. I'd say 8 or 9 plays as I was trying to do as much as I could to assist you, Bradley. Ivy not only with the touchdown, but he also gets the attempt for the extra point, but it is just short.
Okay, we're going to go to a quick break here, and in the meantime, we will update that score. We currently have the Rebels 43, the Longhorns 6. This is a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team. We are online at mylocalradio.com and listening in also on 98.3 KDQ for all local sports.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
Okay, we are back. And good news, Rob. Scoreboard is correct.
Well, a shout out to my father-in-law who is watching up in Idaho to make sure that we are staying on task, Bradley.
Good. Yes, I appreciate that. Learning curve today, big time, as will be the next couple of weeks. But we are excited to be here bringing this game to you here in Randolph. Altamont, following their score, will kick off to the Rebels. Rob, maybe you'll help me out with who we have back there to receive for the Rebels.
I do believe that's Wyatt O'Mealy, number 34. I can't see a number on the other one.
Oh, and Braden Stokes,
Yep,
21.
And that's going to go over Braden's head into the end zone.
Ball goes into the end zone.
Okay, so the Rebels will take over after that touchback. As we can see, we're going to have some young boys come in and start developing. This is exciting. It looks like we got Wilkes Weston coming in at quarterback for Coach Larson.
Going to put our roster to the test, Bradley.
Yeah, I'm excited to see some of these new faces in here. This is when these freshmen and sophomores make some memories for the season. Games like these.
Looks like you got Jaden Bell, number 52, Traxton Chandler, number 65, on the offensive line.
So we have Wilkes back in the gun with O'Mealy to his right, Stokes in the slot. Quick pitch, almost fumbled. O'Mealy jumping on that before the Altamont defense takes over. So the Rebels will have that as a second down with a bit of a loss in that play.
And you got a big challenge because these freshmen and sophomores are going up against 64 Porter Farr. That is the senior, and I'm going to guess 6'4", and I don't want to ever say anybody's weight, Bradley.
Well, all I know is that they do have a little bit more mass and velocity than the Rich Rebel counterparts at the moment. We'll see how our young boys handle things in the trenches right here. Wilkes back in the gun, receives the snap. He's got Nick Lademus on a swing pass, makes one man miss, and he will be brought down, a couple-yard gain on the play there.
Pass was good from Weston.
And that was good on Wilkes' part to be able to get that ball even out as he was getting pressured in the backfield before the toss.
Yeah, it was jumped pretty quickly. So we have got a 3rd and long for the Rebels. I imagine that Coach will probably try another throw here, get some experience, and once again we're at a running clock here, so even an incompletion will keep the clock rolling at the moment. Weston in the gun, O'Mealy at his side, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Weston is scrambling, finds a man. Nicolademus, great catch in the middle of the field. Not quite enough for a 4th down. Now it's decision time for Coach Larson.
I do believe you're going to get a punt team on the field, but we are getting just a little bit of a sprinkle out there as some clouds are moving in from the north.
You know, with it being a minute to go in the 3rd quarter and just a little bit of rain now, we have lucked out today. The wind has not been ideal, but the rain has stayed away so far. So we are going to try and convert here. We have Weston under center, O'Mealy directly behind him. A quarterback sneak, will it be enough? Yes, it will. A great hole open there by Weston's line provides us with a 1st down to move the chains.
And number 15, Logan Nelson for the Longhorns on the tackle.
So going back to what you said, Rob, our freshman sophomores coming in on our JV line, they are able to hold their own against a much bigger and probably more experienced Altamont D line. I'm happy to see that. I'm sure Coach Larson and his staff are as well. So we are now back in the gun. Weston back, Stokes to his right, O'Mealy to his left, Perry on the outside. That is to Wyatt Tingy for a loss. Altamont jumped that pass once again.
Yeah, Wyatt Tingy, number 48 on the catch, and he didn't have any place to go with that one.
Yeah, Altamont, they do have some very aggressive defensive backs, and as we've already noted with 8-man, there are those matchups that make it for a very quick result.
That's going to be the horn for the end of the 3rd quarter.
End of the 3rd quarter. Score, Rebels 43, Altamont 6. We are going to go to commercial break. When we return, we are back to the legend, Aaron Poland, to give us his last go as the voice of the Rebels. We'll be back after this.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
Foot pain can make even the simplest things a struggle. Dr. Chad Brady is a foot and ankle surgeon who listens to your concerns, offering a variety of solutions to get you back on your feet and out of pain. Dr. Chad Brady can help you get back to the life you deserve. Don't let foot pain stop you from living your life. Schedule an appointment today. Dr. Chad Brady, Uinta Medical Group. Call or schedule online at evanstonanytime.com.
Welcome back to a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com. As I hope you enjoyed a little preview of the future of the future voice of the Rich Rebels, Bradley Holmes. Thank you for allowing me to do this final quarter. Aaron Poland, Rob Leifson, 11:21 left to go. Here in the 4th quarter, 3rd down and 12, as Weston under center. As this young Rebels offense faces a 3rd down and 12. Weston gets the snap. He's going to hand to the deep back. As that was
Braden Stokes, number 21.
He's wrapped up, taken down by number 1, Dylan Ivey, who's had himself, let's say, a pretty good second half as he's been all over the field. He's a player for this Altamont team when, things didn't go well for them today. It is the first game of the year for them, but when this Altamont team is rolling, you got to imagine Dylan Ivey's in the mix of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm glad we got a little bit of a slower game, Aaron, because we can reminisce about some great memories over the last few years.
I was hoping to avoid reminiscing on air, but as 4th and 14 for Weston, looking to throw, drops back, throws it deep, has a man out there, and it's caught. What a play by Braden Stokes as he comes back to the ball. 30-yard gain, 1st and 10, Rebels. What a play by Stokes As we talked about the future of the Rich Rebels, the voice of the Rich Rebels, there's the future of the Rich Rebels offense right there. Weston to Stokes, what a play. 1st and 10.
A great ball thrown by Wilkes on that one.
Stokes coming back to the ball, making a play there. As we 1st and 10 Rebels, as Stokes, the deep back. O'Malley, the fullback. Receiver each way. They're going to give it to Stokes around the left side as he rumbles forward to about the 40. He is planted there by Ivy. As that's the other side of varsity football.
Yep.
That's a real strong dude laying the wood on you right there. 2nd down and about 8 coming up. No, Rob, back to your point. I've been incredibly blessed here. As you can hear the Rebels sideline, they go crazy for Braden Stokes, and why not? What a play that was. But I've been incredibly blessed to not only get to call a football championship, I got to call a volleyball championship, got to call a basketball state championship game, and, you know, none of that is based on talent. That's based on the talent on the field, on the court. So, you know, a lot of these moments, you have to be thankful for a lot of the players. As Weston in the gun, 2 receivers each side, empty gun. He's going to throw to Nick Demas as he makes a move on the outside, gets away from 1, gets away from 2, as he's finally wrapped up. Tough run in there, picks up 4 yards, brings up 3rd down and about 5 for the Rebel offense.
Well, I don't know if I would say the road trip to Lovell or the soaking in the sun on the top of the Water Canyon press box would be some of the highlights that come back. But obviously the championships have been special.
Yeah, I've tried to forget that day at Lovell. If you go back and watch the Lovell football game from last year, I'm sure we mentioned it quite a bit. I forgot my laptop and all my sound gear at home. So we just downloaded open broadcast software onto Rob's laptop, and we're sitting there face-to-face talking into a laptop mic as we're going to get a timeout called by the Rebels. And as they take a timeout, we'll take a timeout and finish that story in a moment as you're watching a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels.
Welcome back to a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all part of the My Local Radio Sports Network. To finish up that road trip story to Lovell, myself and Rob, we packed into a car. I can't believe Rob really wanted to spend 12 hours with me, but we're able to make it up there. I forgot all of my sound gear, so me and Rob face-to-face for about 4 hours calling a football game, one of the more interesting moments that I've had. Quick pass out to O'Mealy to the left side, makes a move up the middle. As he rolls forward, picks up about 2 on the play. That'll bring up 4th down in 5 for the Rebel offense.
Well, Aaron, I'm getting texts from some of my friends that are a little surprised. I guess we've kept this secret under a hat pretty well, but tell them exactly where you're going to be going.
Yes, so I have a unique opportunity where I'm going to get to go home and cover junior hockey, and it's one of those things that the job is like 30 minutes from my hometown. I'm going to be moving back with family, so it's just an opportunity to call a sport that I love and be around my family, and just kind of happened to come out of the blue, and I took it, and it's been really tough as Weston's throw is swatted down. Nice play there by big number 64, Porter Farr. As that will be a turnover on downs, Altamont ball, with 7:20 left to go here in the 4th quarter. But just an opportunity for me to cover the sport that I ultimately want to end up in, which is hockey. My career goal is to someday work in the NHL, and maybe I'll make it, maybe I won't. But I think this is just maybe the best way to let the chips fall and give myself an opportunity. I love Rich County, man. It's been so hard to say goodbye as the Rebels defense is about 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. There's a little bit of youth out there. Bedletter back to throw. Is going to throw left. Has a man out there. It's nearly intercepted, as that was Conrad Carrillo who had his hands on it, as Dylan Ivey made a pretty good play playing defensive back on offense to knock it away.
Exactly. That ball was up for grabs. I thought Conrad had a good shot at it, but Ivy played defender instead of offense on that one.
Really good play there from Conrad. And, you know, as you get forward in your career and as you get more reps, you'll understand that you want to try to go high point that ball. And if you can, strong hands, keep it away from your body so that way you can come down with that interception. But that's just all a learning curve that these young Rebels are going through, and that's why it's good to get them these reps. Hand to Justin around the left side as he is wrapped up after a 2-yard gain, taken down as Conrad Carrillo went on the play again.
As well as number 40.
That's 48, Wyatt
48,
T.
there you go.
And what this forces the young Rebels to do out on the field, and when we say that, we're not being derogatory. We're just saying that this would probably be the Rebels JV team if there was in the JV game that's supposed to happen after this one. But you're tackling bigger dudes, and you're going to learn to have to tackle properly when you get, Dylan Ivey or Braden Jessen in the open field. As they're going to hand to Gardner around the left side. He's got some space, makes a man miss, breaks a tackle, cuts back, makes another move, finally wrapped up, taken down as a touchdown saving tackle there on the outside.
I do not have a 66 on my roster, Aaron.
Number 66, Hunter Cornea.
There we go, Hunter Cornea. We appreciate Mr. Lamborn helping us out.
They'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Longhorns, 43-6. On the Station on Main scoreboard.
His number 53 must be in the wash.
Bedletter in the gun. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. As we're going to get a hard count there.
And Jaden Bell showing his excitement to get across that line.
Pretty veteran move there from Ledbetter with the hard count. Picks up 5 yards for the Altamont offense. And, for Ledbetter, it's been your first start on the road against the defending state champs. So they hand to the right side, as is Logan Nelson wrapped up, taken down. Not before he picks up enough for a first down. It's a tough ask of a young kid as a freshman. It's your first year starting, and you're going against the defending champions, and that's tough. That's tough, but I think he's really starting to acclimate himself well. Going from the first quarter to now, he looks a little more confident in the offense. His mannerisms, I think, are more confident, and that's good for Altamont going forward.
Number 13, Valen Cornea on that last stop for the Rebels.
And, you see some of the senior leadership of guys like Dylan Ivey right there. He tapped Ledbetter on the head as he keeps it himself around the right side, has some room, cuts back up the field. He's going to go down after he picks up about 8 on the play all the way out to the 25-yard line to bring up 2nd down and 2. But Dylan Ivey there tapped him on the head. Russ tapped him on the head there. But they're trying to encourage their young freshmen because they understand that this Altamont team is going to go as far as Ledbetter kind of leads them at the quarterback spot.
Number 85, Tag Stewart on the stop on that one, though Ledbetter kind of went down on his own.
Gets a snap, fakes the handoff to Ivey, gives the Justin around the right side, wrapped up, taken down immediately. Nice play there by Jaden Bell.
Makes up for the little offsides play.
It'll bring up 3rd down and 1.
Well, obviously Utah's getting their first NHL hockey team, Aaron, so I'm not sure how many hockey fans are out there, but you and I have had many, many conversations, and I'm excited for you to be able to get your dream job of calling hockey.
Well, I appreciate that, Rob. Thank you so much, and I'm so excited for Utah to get to hopefully fall in love with a sport that I've loved since I was 4 years old. As the handoff there to Gardner, he runs up the middle, wrapped up, taken down as Bell makes the play again. And give an assist there to Valen Cornea, finishing him off. They'll bring up 4th down and 1 with 2:45 left to go in the game. And, it's a sport, a fun story about me. As we're going to get a timeout. We'll get to that story here in a minute as you're watching a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
Welcome back inside the T7 Pregame presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com. All part of the My Local Radio Sports Network. Big challenge here for this young Rebels team out on the field. 4th and 2. Ball spotted on their own 20-yard line. Bobbled snap. They're able to hand it to Gardner. He's wrapped up, hauled down. Great play there by Hunter Cornea as he makes the play. Turnover on downs. Rebels will take over. 2:25 left to go in the fourth quarter. And that's a good challenge for this young team. You're playing a pretty heavy, older-laden offense, and you're able to get a stop. That's something that you have to imagine Coach Lex Cornea is happy with his defense. Coach Tyson Larson is real happy with the effort from these young kids.
Absolutely. You had a story for me, Aaron.
Yeah, back to that story. When I was younger, the way my dad used to get me to be quiet in a car is he would just say a number, and I would regurgitate who on the Red Wings were that number. So if he said 5, it'd Nick Lidstrom. 55, Nicholas Cronwall, and that's kind of how we would do road trips, or else I would just talk his ear off, which, kind of makes sense where I am now. Rebels break the huddle. Shotgun formation for Wilkes Weston. Is going to send 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. So Weston gets the snap. It's low. Fields fires. Made a pretty good throw as that's over the head of Nash Perry. Incomplete, but considering all things, being able to get that off with Dylan Ivey blitzing right up the A-gap. 2nd and 10. Minute 20 left to go in the fourth quarter as the clock continues to wind. As the Rebels continue to see that clock wind, running clock. So it gets down to a minute 9. And imagine probably a couple more plays for this young Rebels offense before they can officially get into the best formation in all of football. We'll break the huddle as Wilkes Weston directing some traffic. Nick Lademus, the deep back. Gets the snap. He's going to throw to Nick Lademus on a bubble screen. Makes the play. Makes a move at the 30 before he's wrapped up, taken down, as he picks up about 3 on the play. As the clock winds under 34 seconds left to go. Here comes the varsity offense, Rob, for the greatest formation in all of football.
There you go. It will be the victory formation. They got to make sure they can get 8 out there, and they got to call timeout. Oh,
nope,
they're going to let the clock run out. They're not going to even get a chance to do it.
And clock winds to 15 seconds left to go in the ball game, and that will do it as both teams head to the sideline. The official picks the ball up, and that'll be the final play of this contest. As with 5 seconds to go, the horn will sound in about right now, as that's officially a victory for the Rich Rebels. They make their way to midfield as they win 43-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As when we come back, we'll have the postgame show for you. You're watching a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
Fast, fresh, delicious. 3 words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, freaky fresh. Visit any of our locations today in Evanston, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette.
Welcome back inside a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com. All part of the My Local Radio Sports Network as you get some Rebel Jacks as they pick up a 43-6 victory over the Longhorns as they move to 2-0 on the season, 8-0 in 8-man football, as it is time for the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap, 113 Front Street in Evanston, where fast meets fresh. Every single day, get your gourmet sub from Jimmy John's today, as that is Jimmy John's of Evanston. And for that, we turn it over to Rob Leifson as he's going to freakily fast recap this game.
Well, this one got off to a little bit of a slow start with a couple 3-and-outs, but it didn't take long for the Rebels to get their offense going thanks to the wind, which kept giving them a short field. Rebels with a 44-yard run from Drake Weston and Carter Hoffman with 2 short runs as well. And at that point, Aaron, I do believe we pretty much pulled off the varsity starters, and you started to see the JV and then finally the freshmen come in on this one. And if we were going to talk to, well, you asked Coach Larson at the beginning of the broadcast, we would be successful, and he said if we executed. And I would say the offense executed on cue. All those little miscues from last week taken care of this week, and Rebels were able to add one more score in the second half, and that would be a kickoff return by Hudson Perry. And the Longhorns do add a score from Ivy from about 15 yards out, catches the corner of the pylon for the Altamont lone score of the ball game.
That's Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap, all a part of the Independent Software Solutions postgame show. We come back, we will crown a Crawford Trough player of the game as you're watching a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all part of My Local Radio Sports Network.
Precision, the quality, condition, or fact of being exact and accurate.
Precision is important. Scoring the next point, making the perfect shot, getting the best score. And when you think of your dentist, you want precision to be the first word that comes to mind. That's why patients are so pleased with Dr. McKay Frankum. He provides precision family dentistry at reasonable prices to every patient. Dr. McKay Frankum, call today for an appointment.
Call Dr. McKay Frankum at 789-8910.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
Welcome back inside. A T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network. As it is time for the Dr. McKay Frankum Precision Play of the game, and for that we turn it over to Rob Leifson.
And Aaron, we're going to go with a play that we watched last week against Gunnison. The first time they ran it, Jet Holmes attempted to pass. It was a little bit short. The next time they ran the same formation, and he ran the ball, and you're setting yourself up for some things down the road. But this time it ran perfectly. Jet fired a 27-yard touchdown pass to his cousin Drake Weston, and he was all alone, able to pretty much walk into the end zone untouched.
That is your Dr. McKay Frankum Precision Play of the game, as it looks like we're going to have that JV game. After all, as it's to be scheduled for a half. As when we come back, we'll have your Crawford Trough player of the game as you're watching a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com, all part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Make your day even better by indulging in delectable, freshly prepared classics at the Crawford Trough. Come enjoy succulent cheeseburgers, rich raspberry shakes, crispy onion rings, or golden fries, and pair it all with our exclusive River Bridge soda. For another favorite, try a grilled chicken wrap or a yummy twisted ice cream cone. Make the perfect dining experience with our delightful Crawford Trough staff. Treat yourself to something delicious from the Crawford Trough in Randolph.
Woodruff Corner Store is hometown convenience. Now serving ice cream or shakes from our new soft serve machine. And remember, you can always stop in for a fountain drink with all your favorite mix-ins. Summer hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Welcome back to a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com. We are in the Independent Software Solutions postgame show as the station on Main scoreboard reads 43-6 as the Rebels win this one. As for that Crawford Trough player of the game, we're going to turn it over to Rob Leifson, as this might be one of the tougher ones we've had because pretty balanced attack all around.
It is, but I'm going to go a little bit with cumulative player of the game from last week because I felt bad that we didn't give a bigger shout-out to Drake Weston, who had a 100-yard rushing game last week. This week, four carries for 69 yards. I'm not really good on the math unless I take my shoes off, Aaron, but that's probably about 16, 17-yard average and a touchdown. And then he also had a touchdown reception. So we'll give it to Drake Weston this week as your Crawford Trough player of the game.
It's time for the Woodruff Country Corner calendar update, as the next broadcast will be next week, 7 p.m. Monticello, with the new voice of the Rich Rebels, Bradley Holmes. As that's something we'll have in common, as we both get that dreaded 5.5-hour drive to worry about what could go wrong.
Now, you also get next week the freshmen/sophomores will get a football game versus North Summit. You also get the volleyball team. The freshmen will be at the Star Valley tournament. And the varsity and JV squads for the Lady Rebels volleyball team will be at the Cokeville tournament. And as you said, the Rebels will be on the road, a 6 o'clock kick. Well, there's a JV game beforehand, I do believe. Don't quote me on that one. 6 o'clock kick for the varsity game in Monticello.
So look out for possibly, it might not be Mr. Holmes doing the game, but if the Rebels, if the broadcasters that'll be at the Cokeville Invitational can work it out, they might try to get a Rich broadcast in, just because with going to Monticello, that's a long drive that I'm not sure if we add an extra hour to Cokeville, if they'd be able to get there in time. So my local radio is going to try. I'm not sure. I can't promise anything, but if they can do it, I'm sure they will. As that horn sounds like the JV game is about to go, but before that happens, I just want to take a moment of everyone's time and just say how much I really appreciate Rich County. Whoa. Calm down there. No, but I really appreciate Rich County and just how much they've welcomed me in. And it means a lot to me that, I've had people come up to me and just tell me how much they've appreciated me. And really, when you move to a new area, all you can do is just wish to make an impact. And that impact, I feel like, has been felt. And not only have I made an impact here, but I feel like Rich County's definitely made an impact on me. I've had a ton of fun here. I mean, how can you not have fun as a broadcaster with the success that we've had the last 2 years? Like, it's been incredible run from everyone. And I just want to thank all of the coaches, Coach Larson. You have Coach Wasden, Coach Lamborn from my first year. I'm sure, their favorite thing in the world is not to have a reporter with their camera with a microphone in front of their face on Monday, especially if you have a tough Friday night. And they were able to answer all my questions, did it with dignity and grace, and I really appreciate it. Coach Lex Cornea as well, Coach Cody Lundgren, Coach Smith of the track team. I had a couple coaches for cross country while I was here, but they were still so willing and gracious to answer my questions. And man, I've had a lot of fun out here, Rob. I will never forget this place, that's for sure.
Well, I will become a bigger fan of hockey. I can guarantee you that.
One final story to go, and I just want to tell this story because I think it's fun and kind of tells a difference that, everyone here knows that Rich County is a different place for a lot of people. And, we've had broadcasters come from all sorts of places around the world. I came from a small farm town that, is a little bit bigger than Rich County. I graduated with probably 25 more kids per class. But just seeing small school Utah is a lot of fun. One of my first weekends here, Rob, driving through the mountains, over by Flaming Gorge, I saw free-range cows for the first time in my life, and I was so excited to just talk to the cows as I was driving by, going through slow traffic, and so much fun. And seeing, the Hoffman family, joke with Carter quite a bit that I saw him out cowboying because they're moving their cattle, and that's one of what makes Rich County great. It's a good, hearty folk. I know that they use that in the commercials quite a bit, but I mean, it's just the truth. And I've had so much fun out here. I'm so happy, so grateful that everyone's welcomed me with open arms. It's terrifying moving across the country to a place you've never been before, and all you want to do is be able to fit in. And luckily, I was able to do so, and I want to thank Rich County for welcoming me in. And with that, that'll be my final wrap-up as you're watching a T7 Propane presentation of the 2024 Rich Rebels varsity football team online at mylocalradio.com. all a part of the My Local Radio Sports Network. Once again, thank you, everyone. Have a good night, and go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. No portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. Thank you for joining us for this sports presentation on MyLocalRadio.com.